Frosty beat.
Time is 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock. You know what we do each and every Thursday at 8 o'clock. Sending out healing tones to the Ukraine. Sending out healing tones to Takashi 69. Sending out healing tones to anybody who's been injured. Anybody been done wrong. Pete Blast, what up? I see you. Welcome to Behind the Records, ladies and gentlemen. Rothstein Beats, what up? I see you. It's Carlene, what up? I see you. Healing tones for those who are out there that are hurt, injured, need help. Big rest in peace to my good friend DJ K. Slade. Healing tones to the Grayson family. These lights are bright, y'all, so forgive me a little bit. Daniel Bigler, what up? I see you. Welcome to Behind the Records. I'd like to give a big happy birthday shout out to my good friend, wonderful Bree K all day. Happy birthday to my good friend, Too Short. Too Short, happy birthday, Too Short. My man, Big Gip from ATL. Don Q. Wild Man Steve. DJ Hollaback, happy birthday. What up, Magazine Official? What up? I see you. Happy belated birthday to Lizzo. Lizzo. Jason Standard, what up? I see you. Happy birthday to my brother Amir, a.k.a. Stretch, Norfolk State, in the building by Holy Green and Gold. Happy birthday to my good friend K Camp. Happy birthday, K Camp. Happy birthday, DJ Epps. Here's Amir. Shout out Amir for his birthday, y'all. Amir Endeavor 7. Fat Tommy, what up? I see you. Thanks, Joe Paul. Here we go. Shout out to all my record makers out there doing their thing. Record makers in the building. Happy belated birthday to my good friend DJ MC Coca LaRock. Yes, indeed, Granddaddy IU. What up, Daddy O? I see you. Welcome to Behind the Records. Let's get the God on here real quick, guys. Without further ado.
Yo.
There he is.
What's up?
Salute.
How you?
I'm good. Welcome to Behind the Records, my brother.
That's what's up.
Yes, indeed, man. Yes, indeed, brother. I want to just welcome you officially to Behind the Records.
Mm-hmm.
Producer, songwriter, MC, rapper, all around cool, honest, homie from the hood.
Yes, sir.
Man, Strong Island's finest, man. Let's welcome to the show.
DeVito, I see you.
Granddaddy IU, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, sir. Peace.
Yes, indeed. Welcome, bro. Welcome. Now, really quick, man, before we get started, my brother, how are you?
I'm chilling, man. I got a little bullshit cold, but I ain't nothing.
Okay. All right. It's all right. We go through that, man. Healing tones to your cold, man. Let that cold get away from you, brother.
Yes, sir. I drink
Is
to that.
that a hot toddy or is that a cold toddy, man? Which one?
That's a cold toddy. It's a cold toddy.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, things that we used to do back in the golden era of hip hop, we don't see no more. Especially like in the early '80s, right? We don't see cats walking around with a 40 on.
No, hell no.
We don't see no 40 ounces no more, man. I mean, they still sell them in the store, but like, what are you doing? You taking it home and you putting it in a cup?
That's for winos. Winos be on the corner with that shit now.
Yo, but it used to be a part of the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, most definitely. That was a part of the culture.
It was a part of the culture. It was as important as having a Kango or a fitted, you know what I mean? Or some Tim.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Okay.
It's crazy as hell, but it's a fact.
Yeah, man. So, really quick, man, I want to, and thank you for coming on Behind the Record.
Yeah, no problem.
Such an amazing, it's such a, I consider a hidden figure because a lot of people don't know a lot of the stuff that you're involved with. And you were ahead of a whole lot of things that we're familiar with. And people don't know that you've done it first, or people don't know that you have had your pen in the process. I really want to kind of go through it.
Your shit cutting in and out. The audio.
Is it?
Yeah.
My audio is a little low.
It's like going in and out on my end.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you perfect.
Okay, all right, cool. So I want to make sure that I'm right. Find a new thing. I got some new stuff going on over here, so I'm trying to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Dad, can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, so from Strong Island, Hempstead, you kind of also was in Queens for a while. Like, what has been your, like, when did you first get whiff of you wanted to be a part of this hip hop culture? Like, how did you get into it? Was it just street life that brought you into this, or was it something musically that you had a background in that you wanted to?
It was just that, you know, back in the days, like in the late 70s, I started hearing all the cassettes, you know what I'm saying? The battles and shit. The Cold Crush, the Birth Verse, the Fantastic Romantic Five, you know, all that, you know what I'm saying? And before that, you know, the Jazzy Five, the Force MDs, Treacherous 3, all that. I grew up on that. You know what I'm saying? As far as when that came out, I was like, oh shit. There's some new shit. This shit was crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
As soon as I heard it, I was hooked. So I know.
So did you see yourself in it? Like, did you see yourself as one of their peers rocking out, or did you just see yourself as a fan?
I was a fan. Them niggas were like superheroes to me.
Who was your favorite?
Spoonie G was my favorite back then. Spoonie G, but JDL, Dougie Fresh, Grandmaster Caz, Kumo D, when he was part of Treacherous 3, DLB from the Fearless 4.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Lyricists.
Right. So you were into lyrics, right? So
yeah,
you know, coming from Hempstead, coming from Long Island, you have probably one of the greatest lyricists in the hip hop culture, Rakim. You know, using the Asiatic terminology and making it relative to hip hop and the culture and the lifestyle in which how we need to live, the rules in which we need to live by in the culture. So you come from a very lyrical, geographical area. You know what I mean? So understanding and wanting to write lyrics that had meaning probably was near and dear to you.
Yeah, most definitely. Because like when it first came out, you know, everybody was talking about hip hop, shoe wop, the wop, and all that. You know what I'm saying? And then I heard of Spoonie G, and Spoonie G actually had lyrics. You know what I'm saying? Back then, he was telling stories. You know what I'm saying, about girls and about his Benz and all that. This is like 79, 80. Nobody that I ever heard was nice like that. You know what I'm saying? So I automatically wanted to be like that. If I'm gonna do it, I want to be talking some shit, not just to the beat, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Right. All right. I mean, you were telling more stories about what you were going through and things you saw. You know what I mean?
Right.
Um, the first album came out in 1990.
Yeah.
Uh, Smooth Assassin.
Yes,
It
sir.
had, two big. It had more than two big records on there, but two charting records
Right.
on there. Something New and Sugar Free.
Sugar Free. Yeah.
So something new. All right. So first of all, tell me, how did you meet the late great Biz Markie? Because salute to Biz and rest in peace, Biz. Biz. How did you meet Biz?
I met Biz. He was actually hanging out in Hempstead a lot. One of his men, somebody, we had a mutual friend, and we knew what I'm saying. Everybody was like, "Oh shit, Biz is in Hempstead. What the fuck?" I'm saying it was like it was a big thing, but he had for a while he got a publishing deal. I mean, a producer's I'm saying production deal, and he didn't have really he had no artists, but he had a deal. So now he got to find the artist. And my man Jeff was like, "Yo, this nigga IU was nice. You check him out." And he happened to have a tape that I made. This joint called "The You Was Smooth." And he let Biz hear it. He called me on the phone like, "Yo, we want to sign you." Well, not we, but Biz. I want to sign you.
Right.
Word, just like that. She would just happen. It was just by happen chance. Happenstance.
So what was the creative process like this? Because I understand that he did production. Were you making beats back then? Like, what was how did the rhymes meet the beat?
Because I always had a record. My moms and pop had records. My uncle was a DJ and he had his shit at his records at my mom's house. So I'm saying we going through all these samples, looking for samples. And then we find a bass line, find drums to match, find a horn, put all that shit together, take it to the studio. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have equipment at the time. I ain't had no samplers. I had a 4-second sampler on a mixer. So you know what I'm saying? We had to do tricks. We had to record shit on a tape and blend it together at the same time on two turntables, and then press the 4-second sampler and loop everything together for me to write to it.
So who would you give production credit to your success as an
artist? For Smooth Assassin?
Yeah.
Me and my brother, because, all right, I took every element. I already had every element set out. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody actually puts together everything, that's the producer.
Right. The engineer does the actual, checking the levels. So Yaya Bey is like he was a part of the production, and I think that's your brother, right?
Yeah.
A shout out to you, man, and thank you.
No, Yaya Bey is my daughter.
Your daughter.
Yeah. She ill. She a singer.
Yo, let's talk about that, man. So you passing the gifts on to the next generation?
Oh yeah. Most definitely.
Okay, yeah, we want to talk about that.
She actually got records out. She nice too. Oh, she got a video out right now called Keisha.
Well, Keisha?
Mm-hmm. Keisha, yep.
We're gonna get into that. All right, so finish telling me, you know what I'm saying? So you was 4-track and everything?
Nah, it was some shit before that. Like it was some ancient prehistoric shit we was doing. We was like, we had to come up with ingenuity. We had no samplers, right? But my brother had 2 turntables in the mixer. On the mixer, there's this 4-second sampler. So once I find a bass line, now I'm looking for the drums to match. So I'm queuing them up, the 2 different records together, playing them at the same time for that one part to blend, and then sample it on a 4-second sampler, and then keep looping it. And then I write to it. And then I take it to the studio the next day and let the engineer put it all together. The same way I did it then, you know what I'm saying? On the 2 turntables and the 4-second sampler. You see what I'm saying?
Right. So you put the
We
whole
didn't even have
album together.
we didn't even have a 4-track.
Wow. So did you go through the mixing portion and the mastering portion as well? Was that a part of your process, like it is today?
Nah, that was all DJ Doc. We just sat back and learned. That's why I learned from Cool V and DJ Doc.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
And so
Doc,
when did you come into the co-chilling family? Is that a part of the introduction, the pathway to the co-chilling family?
that was Biz because I signed to his production deal, but it still was under co-chilling and / Warner Bros. So, you know what I mean? And then when I got out of the contract with Biz, I went straight to co-chilling.
Okay. So so I watched the video and I noticed that Biz was also in the video.
Yeah.
Biz was dressed. He was dressed with a dress and a wig on, and he was doing the Biz dance in the back. And I was just like,
he had grapefruits in his as for titties.
So who wrote the treatment for the video? Like, how did you? Huh?
I don't know, man. At that time, I didn't even know what treatment was. I just showed up.
So they just said to you, just show up. We shooting the video. You had no idea what the video was gonna be like. You knew it was a performance video because you knew you had to do the song, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But you didn't know all the other transitions and all the other things that were going on.
They was like, yo, you're gonna be at this location, and you know it's gonna be like a talent show.
Wow. So wardrobe, stylist, like what was like? Did you have any heads up for that, or it was just like wear a suit, show up, or whatever the case may be?
Nah, they had stylists there. They
had
stylists. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So
whose idea was it to put you in the suit and the fedora and the cane? Like that was like a well-dressed, like you. It wasn't the typical. All right, so the era of hip hop, the '80s, they had leather, spikes, feathers, and wild style shit, right? Yeah. And then it kind of went from there to like the stick-up kid era with the Lee suits and house medallions. Then you come with a suit, like in a fedora,
right?
On some real smooth operator type thing. So
my man, Easy Victor Player, he always dressed in a suit, regardless of what he was doing, what the weather was, whatever the fuck was going on. He got a 3-piece suit on and a hat and some hard bottoms. But that was his MO because he was from the 70s. So when I got the real record deal, he was like, yo, man, you can't come out with a baseball hat to the back and all that other shit looking like everybody else. You got to be a smooth motherfucker. You a smooth assassin. You know what I'm saying? So he said, you got to put the suit on. And then Ty took me to LA and bought me a bunch of suits and shit.
Wow. FlyTy, CEO of
Co-chilling. Yeah.
So, speaking of LA, you guys went to LA.
Right.
Tell me about how you met Rick James.
Yeah, man. Fuck with that nigga Ty, man. So we get to LA and shit. So we go to Rodeo Drive or some shit, picking up suits and all that, shopping, bugging out. So he's telling me that he know Rick James. Rick James is his man.
Right.
So later on that day, we going somewhere. We see this nigga Rick James walking down the street, coming from the hotel. I'm like, yo, that's your man right there. So Ty like, yo, Rick. You like, yo, meet me at the China Club later on. I said, oh shit, you really do know this nigga. And so enough, we get to the China Club. As soon as we walking up to the spot, we see him at the door. He's like, yo, let him in. Just like that. We got in. We sitting down, chilling. Motherfucker came up and said, yo, I gotta move your seat because this chair, this table is reserved for Rod Stewart or some nigga. Ty was like, Fuck Rod Stewart. What you talk about, man? We sitting here all night. You know what I'm saying? Spending money. Word. But yeah, so we had met the nigga Rick James and shit at the China Club. And Chai had wanted me to get on the mic. They was doing like a jam session. Rick James, Peter Payne, Charlie Wilson, some other motherfuckers on you. Mickey from the Monkees.
Wow.
Yeah. But I ain't fucking rapping with these niggas. They on some whole other shit.
Right.
Chai wanted me to cook. Nah. But yeah, he definitely knew Rick James.
So
that was a wild night though.
Tell us more about the wild night. So you in LA.
Yeah.
And you in a suit, a fedora.
Nah.
No?
Hell no.
What was you wearing?
I'm wearing regular shit. Like I only wore the suit when I'm doing a photo shoot or a video.
Okay.
Other than that, I ain't just walking down the street with that shit on.
Okay, but y'all went to the club though. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So what were you wearing? You was wearing regular clothes to the club, or you was dressed?
Nah, I wasn't dressed like that.
Okay.
I don't wear that shit to the club.
So did you get to perform?
I wasn't supposed to perform.
But did you perform?
Nah, I did not.
Okay.
Nah, and I'm there. I'm there to have fun.
All right. So how did Ty introduce you to everyone at the club, and what was that experience like being in the club?
It was alright to me, but it was like old people in there. Like I'm 20. At the time I think I was 21 years old. Frida Payne, she like 70 years old. Mickey from the Monkees and shit. They talking about this table is reserved for Rod Stewart. These niggas is 70 already. Like, but I'm with my man, Ty. So we having fun. We drinking. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Snapping on everybody. Rick James. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with Rick James. So I was impressed. Okay. Rick James. Everybody else. Fuck everybody else. Fuck Peter Payne. Fuck everybody else. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Rick James, yeah. But anyway, so he introduced me as his artist. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have no record out. They didn't know who the fuck I am. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, hey, how you doing? That's it. They ain't impressed with me. Who the fuck am I?
So was there, obviously there was older women, right? So was there any older women who would be considered cougars of today try to hit on you?
Hey? Nah. Ty was saying that night Peter Payne was trying to give me some ass. I ain't with that. Come on, man. She older than the
Wow, I can imagine. All right, so tell me about a funny story that happened also in LA.
Right.
It's the paraplegic chick.
In the club. This nigga Ty crazy, yo. That nigga Ty crazy. He told you that shit, right? That nigga ain't shit. That nigga Ty. Nah. What happened was, like I said,
hey, look, it's okay for us to get Ty in trouble right now, right? It's okay for us to get Ty in trouble because we're gonna unpack what he did that got you in a little bit of trouble too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but black paraplegic chick, right? By this time, it's the end of the night. I'm already twisted. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I come out the spot. White chick saying some shit to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the fuck you talking about, but anyway, I'm like, yo, where you going? She like, yo, I'm driving. I ain't got nowhere to go. What you want to do? I'm drunk. I'm not paying attention. This bitch is on not crutches, but what them shit's attached to your arm. Walker
Oh,
shoes or something?
the walker, like the thing
Yeah,
that go around
yeah.
your arm. Yeah.
Yeah, she had that shit, but I'm twisted. I can't even recognize that shit. So I'm here talking to this bitch. She ready to go. She ready to go, you know what I'm saying? So her friends is like, what are you doing? You can't do nothing with her. Fuck you. I'm like, what? This bitch is crippled. Oh man. So Ty pulling me off like like, yo, you bugging the fuck out, man. This bitch paraplegic, man. You can't do nothing with this bitch. And plus on top of that, my girl is back at the hotel. So where you taking this bitch? But like I said, I'm twisted at the time. You know what I'm saying? And he tell that story all the time. Like I was totally sober, and I just picked this bitch out of a lineup. This bitch right here. I want this bitch right here. Nah, man. End of the night, ain't no more bitches. I happened to see her, and she happened to say something to me. That was it.
There's a movie called Shallow Hal, right?
Yeah.
This guy, he kind of look, he look at what he see somebody different than where everybody else see.
Right.
So they like, yo, he see a dime, everybody else see a nickel or a penny, and they like, yo, what are you doing? And he's like, nah, man, she's fine as a motherfucker.
That's that
yo,
yak.
I'm gonna take her home.
That was that yak talking.
You were drinking brown that night?
Yeah. You know how that shit is.
Oh man, yo, that's a funny story, man. And I know that probably nobody. You did quite a few interviews out there.
Yeah, I don't.
You never really tell that story.
Nah, I'll never tell that shit. That's why I'm surprised he told that shit. That's all right though.
Nobody tagged Ty. Yeah, tag me. Ty got some explaining to do, man.
That is a true story though. Fuck it.
Hey man, we've all been in moments where we create moments, right? So that's a moment that
nigga was out intoxicated. Inebriated.
Man. Totally inebriated, bro. Yeah. So getting back to songs, I wanna if you guys are not familiar with music, I'm gonna play a little snippet of something new. Yeah, a world premiere, crystal clear in your ear, so listen, yeah, it's something new, but I ain't no new kid, so don't fool yourself, the garbage the truth is, ain't nothing changed, so don't act strange, I'll shoot through your crew, so get out my range, cause I'm calling shots while I make my appearance. No interruption, no interference, so turn it up loud and let the bass thump. Give me the mic and watch the whole place jump. I kick a swift rap, trying to get rap, so zip your lip. I ain't with that grip crap. I go for broke with the rhymes that I wrote. Quote for quote, even hit a high note. Big bitch the big, I drink the big. Go straight to the way K plays the mix of this.
Fuck is it, man?
Yes, indeed, man. Something new. So when you was writing that song, what was it? What was your mindset? Like you wanted to do something fresh and new to the hip hop culture? Like what was penning that? What were you thinking?
At that time, I was just trying to hurry up and finish the song, man. I had I didn't have a definite timeline, but I was on the clock, and I didn't have an album ready. You know what I'm saying? So every day I was making up new shit, just making up new beats and fucking writing. You know what I'm saying? Until a whole album. So I had no direction. Only songs on that album that I had a definite direction. It was Nobody Move and Mass Destruction and Sugar Free. Other than that, I'm just playing it. Whatever come to my mind, that's what it is.
I mean, it all makes sense.
You going in and out.
I said it all made sense. It all came out perfect.
Yeah, it came together. It came together well.
And people remembered it, and I think it charted on the rap charts at like 11.
Yeah.
It's that rap charts. back in the days when you came with Sugar Free. And I gotta ask you, the Sugar Free, and I looked at it, and I had AZ on behind the record. He had the record Hill, which was the same sample. But your record came first.
Yeah.
And the texture of the record was almost somewhat similar to Sugar Hill because of singing that you had on it.
Right, the juice sample.
And the sample, right.
Right.
So, on Sugar Free was Mary Brown, right?
Mary. Yeah.
Did she do anything else? Are you guys still in contact?
Yeah. She was actually she did a background vocal on The Kissing Game by High Five.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's her. I like the way. That's her.
That's dope.
She did other shit too, but you know that's what's the one that I know the most. You know what I mean? To stand out the most. Yeah, she's a phenomenal singer though, yo.
I'm gonna play a clip of Sugar Free really quick, man, just in case people don't know what we're talking about.
Oh.
So, writing that record, arranging that record, like how did you put all the pieces together? How did you find the singer? How did you know and use that sample? Like, what was the process of making
it? That right there, that was Biz and Cool V got they knew Mary, and I think it was V that decided we should not sample it, get somebody to play it over. You know what I'm saying? That's another difference between Sugar Free and Sugar Hill. Sugar Hill actually used the sample. Sugar Free was played over. You know what I'm saying? And so I picked out the Funky President, the James Brown drums. You know what I'm saying? Because the shit matched. You know what I'm saying? To me. So the shit was just simple Simon. You know what I mean?
Right. And even though those songs came out at a different time, it seems like AZ's record kind of went on to get Chewy Gomez. What up, my brother? I see you. Seems like AZ's record went on to chart higher and to get nominations. Well, how did you feel when you saw that or heard that record came out after yours? Kind of a little further.
Actually, I didn't feel no way. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, word. All right. He caught it. You know what I'm saying? It's a sample. You know what I'm saying? And anybody that got a record collection or anybody that know about digging, they can find that same record. You know what I'm saying? It's all how you use it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You use it in a good way. That shit, I'm saying, that shit was hot.
Right.
Wouldn't be mad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
a lot of other people was trying to gas me to be mad. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, this nigga bitch your shit, son. fuck out of here. That ain't, it's a sample. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So speaking of people being mad, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of was a victim of the Me Too movement before the Me Too movement happened, or even before the Me Too movement even existed, right? And that's by penning a record for Roxanne Shante called Big Mama.
I'm about to say, shit, Me Too. I ain't never had no sexual harassment. Shit.
They didn't exist. But what happened was you wrote the record for Roxanne Shante, and it went after Light and Queen Latifah and all the other female rappers.
Yeah, that's right.
And what was that experience like? Hold on. First of all, all right. So where do you get the idea from? Who commissioned you to do it?
FlyTy. FlyTy commissioned that shit, man.
So FlyTy, where you at, baby? Get in here,
where the fuck
FlyTy. You got some explaining to do.
Where the fuck you at? But now, so I get to the office one day, and he like, yo, man, I want you to write this song dissing all the female rappers. I'm like, dissing who? All of them. I'm like, word? I'm thinking he bullshitting. Nigga, he got a pen, he wrote down all these names. Passed me the fucking piece of paper. I'm reading this shit. I'm like, Latifah, Salt and Pepper, Yo. Shit. All right. Well, nigga, what you gonna give me for this shit? They gave me, you know what I'm saying? Right. He gave me a number. That's what it was. Shit. He said, how long it's gonna take you? Said, man, I do that. I got that shit over the weekend. I'll be your motherfucking office next week, nigga, with the motherfucking reference track. Sure enough, that was it. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, the niggas was like, oh shit, nigga. You went hard. That's what you told me to do, right? But I didn't, you know what I'm saying? At the time, I didn't realize how offensive some of that shit was. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? It's a diss track. So the object is to diss motherfuckers. I ain't realized it was going, you know what I'm saying, take such offense to this shit. They was like, yo, nigga, you public enemy number one behind this shit right here. It was what it was, you know what I'm saying? Whatever came afterwards, whatever backlash, I had to take that. Fuck it. Yeah. Yeah, but that was definitely time.
In case y'all don't know what we're talking about right now, we're talking about this record called Big Mama, written by Granddaddy IU, Roxanne Shante. And I first got to say, you know, this is a part of hip hop history.
Yeah.
And if you don't know the backstory behind the records, then you don't understand where we are today in hip hop, right? We just didn't get unity in the community from nowhere. It came from, it had to come from the block. It had to come from somewhere, right? So there's the reason why there's a diss record. There's reason why there's beef on the street. There's reasons why you had Jay versus Nas, Pizza, and you know, there's reason why these things happen. And as soon as FlyTy gets on here, you're gonna ask him why did he give you the permission to write a diss record that you didn't perform, but you wrote, and it was performed by Roxanne Shante. And I think this is going to be an interesting moment. So please tag your people to get in here. Please forward this live. Please share this live, and let's talk about this moment in hip hop history. And here's the song.
Yeah, you might as well start that first.
What you say?
Start up like in the middle somewhere. Because the first couple of bars are just rapping. She ain't diss nobody in the first couple of bars.
Okay. All right. I'm starting in the middle. Let's go.
Right there. And let it go. Let it go. She just getting started.
Should I let it go, ladies and gentlemen? Should I let it go? Talk to me. Talk to me.
Wow.
Do you want to hear more? Do you want to hear more?
Yes. Why not? You already started it.
FlyTy, where you at? FlyTy, where you at?
FlyTy in the building.
Yo.
That's my man, Easy Rick on the ad-libs.
The real things in effect. Whenever I come, yo, I come correct. And niggas give me the utmost due respect. And any haters try to laugh, I'll go get smoked like marijuana cause my ass is grass. I dig bitches for you bitches while I collect riches. I give you a head full of bitches. Cause in a beef I don't sleep for lollygags. Sitting your hands off stage in a party bag. Cause Shante is a rebel. You say your light is a rock, you get crushed like a pebble. One word and I'm a bagger. Watch the bitch stagger. Cause I don't dig the bull dagger. To me a bush don't deserve a mic in hand. Somebody tell her to stop acting like a man. She needs something real thick to help her out quick. And that's a good piece of dick. With fake ass here contacts in a pack. But instead of stopping to the 90s, use your brain. And stop your ass down a desperate lane. You better hurry and hop on a diet plan. And keep the pork chops out the frying pan. Yeah, I said it, so what? You roll up stress to get a fucking gum bump to your gut. I'm bringing tears to all my peers. I ain't new, I've been doing this shit for 10 years. Bring any hoe and I'll wreck her. I rip the nicest from ices down to salt and pepper. And now you know that I'm the star of the show. Oh, while I get dough, you're giving up the yo. You say a nigga can't play with it? You got another job, well, bitch, you better stay with it. Cause you ain't sitting in here. Shantae's the queen and I'm making it clear. Kicking flavors the way it's supposed to be. That's why no other MC's coming close to me. I leave them all in a gut. From gross to quest, it's a must that all opponents get bust. So get the fuck off the stage and save all the drama and make room for the big mama.
Wow.
Water.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yo. So, okay. So this record comes out.
Right.
I'm glad.
And
I'm
everybody's looking at Shante like, yo,
it's nice.
you really, you really tapped the nerve right now.
Right.
And then it's my understanding that there was some type of show that you went to, and it was said that you wrote the record.
Right.
Explain what happened. When this record dropped, explain what happened to you. Like, how did this affect your life?
Man, well, at first, nobody knew. You know what I'm saying? Everybody thought that maybe she wrote it or Kane wrote it or whatever happened. And like you said, it was a talk show, a TV talk show. And they all the girls was on the talk show. Like Light, Latifah, all of them. And they brought out Shante. And they like, yo, what the fuck going on? It's supposed to be women empowerment and all that shit. They had a big concert with all the females called Sisters in the Name of Rap. I don't know if you remember that shit. Like 93, some shit. But anyway, so they had a Sisters in the Name of Rap show because they were supposed to be all, sisterhood, unity, and all that shit. So Light said, I don't know how she found out, but she found out it was me that wrote it. So she said, You ain't even write that shit. Granddaddy IU wrote that shit. Everybody was like, oh shit, what? You know that the fucking needle stopped on the record shit?
That's what it was.
Word is gone. And then my phone just started going off crazy. Crazy. And then one of the calls I got was Reverend Run from Run DMC. He was like, yo, son, I just did a show at the Meadowlands with fucking Treach, Naughty by Nature. Treach said on stage, he see you, he gonna break your motherfucking jaw. I don't know what you did, but that nigga's mad, right? So that's one thing, right? So I know now I got beef with Treach, supposedly. Treach is running with Tupac at the time. You know what I'm saying? Tupac, Freddie Fox, all like niggas is coming up to me like, yo, we was at the pool hall, and all these niggas like saying it like, yo, if you show up, call us, we gonna come back here and whoop this nigga ass. Like everywhere I go, everybody talking about they gonna fuck me up. Behind this right here. Long story short, nothing ever happened to me. You know that, but yeah, I'm saying I got a lot of motherfucking backlash behind that shit. I see Light for the first time after the record. She like, yo, nah, nigga, I don't fuck with you, my brother. you an enemy now.
Wow.
So everybody on the record, everybody that was mentioned was not fucking with me no more. I was persona non grata. That's it. That's basically it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't losing no sleep behind it. I ain't get beat up. I ain't get shot. You know, I ain't had no endorsements to get canceled. Cancel culture wasn't out then. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
It was minimum.
Do you think if you wouldn't have pinned that, or if it wouldn't have been known that you pinned that record, do you think that your career would have been a little further than it did?
I lost you. What you say?
I said if it wasn't discovered that you pinned that record, do you think that your career would have, or your record sales would have been higher? Do you think that there was some?
I heard that shit. Like I got blackballed behind that shit. I don't know if that's true or not. I think.
Did you get new work? Did you get new people that said, "Yo, I want to work with you" after that, or was it like, I don't know, I'm gonna stand over here and just watch what happens?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of DJs didn't want to play that shit. A lot of niggas didn't want to be associated with the record at all. You know what I'm saying? Because they have relationships with those people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? These are fucking notable people here. MC Light, Latifah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yo, Moni. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. It could have happened. I don't know. But they definitely was saying I got blackballed behind that shit. I think it could have been a combination of the fact that Cold Sugar was, you know what I'm saying, on the way out too at the time, so they wasn't as hot as they were previously. You know what I'm saying? So who knows, man? It is what it is. I'm still here.
FlyTy said in the interview on Behind the Records in the previous interview that he would always go and meet the artist's parents. Did he ever come to your household and meet your moms and stuff?
Yeah, he definitely came to the crib, met my moms, had dinner and shit, all that. You know what I mean? And you know, he know my moms. You know what I'm saying? He know my mom. They talk, whatever happened. He always tell me he got the vibe from my mom that she wanted somebody to help with me because I was out of control. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Out of control. And she said he said that she was saying like, yo, man, just do something with this nigga because I can't control this nigga.
Did you feel like you was out of control, or you just felt like living in a tough city doing tough shit? Like how did you feel? Like, did you feel that you were causing a problem, or you just was trying to just utilize survival skills? Like what was your mentality back when all this stuff?
Back at that time, I'm young. I don't give a fuck, man. I'm not seeing myself as out of control. You know, when you're young and you doing shit, you think you in full control.
Right.
You think you invincible, man. You can't tell me shit. I know what the fuck I'm doing. All right. So why you keep going to jail? If you know what the fuck you doing. Obviously you don't. You know what I'm saying? Why you keep getting in trouble? Why you not doing what you're supposed to be doing? You know what I'm saying?
So who were some of your influences?
As far as MCs?
Yeah, just the creative process.
Oh yeah. Grandmaster
or
Caz,
MC.
Grandmaster Caz, like I said, Spoonie G, Slick Rick, even Dougie Fresh, D, the Fearless Four, all the early hip hop pioneers. You know what I'm saying? Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, Raheem. You know what I'm saying? All that shit, and then even the ones that came after that. You know what I'm saying? The ones that came before. Cool G Rap is my all-time favorite motherfucker. It used to be Slick Rick, but you know what I'm saying? Slick Rick stopped making, you know what I'm saying? He stopped making joints. But Slick Rick was one of my favorite niggas, always. Yeah, Cool G Rap. Even early Big Daddy Kane. I think anybody that came before you and had an impact, had to influence you in some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Some kind of way.
So, I mean, people could say that your style, your delivery, kind of similar to some, you know, in some aspects there is, in some aspects Kane, some aspects Kim. Like, I guess it was depending on the tempo of the song, right?
Mm.
Your flow would kind of change up to match the tempo.
Yeah, you gotta match the fucking the beat. You know what I'm saying? You can't rap slow on a fast beat.
So, did anyone ever kind of say to you, "Oh, you sound a little bit like Big Daddy Kane. Like you're wearing a suit, you're wearing a fedora. Like what do you like?" Did anyone question how what your style was like?
Mm. Yeah. I heard. The most shit I heard was Rakim. Niggas ran with that shit like to the point that shit had me all fucked up. Like my voice is my voice. You know what I'm saying? If you listen to the flow is totally different. So I never really saw what they saw, but yeah, I heard that. I heard Kane before. That's about it. Yeah, I heard Kane and Rakim. Kane, I ain't studied that shit, but the Rakim shit.
And even Cool G Rap, on a couple.
Mm-hmm.
The way Cool G Rap flowed on Road to the Victory, you know, like it's undeniable, right?
Mm-hmm.
How he killed that record.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's interesting when you think of Cold Chillin' record.
Mm-hmm.
Don't really think about Granddaddy IU. And why is that? Like, what wasn't done to amplify your name amongst that roster, right? Because they did a reunion show and all that. Like, what was it? Was it a time when you maybe at odds with the label or was fly or like what? Why wasn't or isn't Granddaddy IU named prominent in your opinion?
In my opinion, I think when I came, all the fucking the heyday of Cold Chillin' was basically over. You know what I'm saying? Like after I came there, I got signed in '89. My album came out. My first album came out in 1990. You got to think Biz, Kane, all that shit was in the '80s. You see what I'm saying? And when I came, like I said, they was on the way out. So it wasn't the machine that it once was.
So you kind of went down with the ship. So was there like, did you think about moving to maybe another label? I mean, I know that you did later on. You know, the most recent releases, various different labels. independently. But was there a label that you wish that you was a part of? Like, I was talking to Ty, and Ty, Russell Simmons, and Andre Harrell were roommates.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you had other options, Def Jam or Uptown. Did you ever consider any of those other options, or you were just like, yo, I'm just gonna do my own thing, and let the ball bounce where it bounces?
Nah, I was supposed to sign with Rush Management. I'm saying, but I ended up fucking signing with Superstar Management, which was Ty Management, and I didn't understand at the time. You can't sign management. That is the same as the motherfucking record label. You know what I'm saying? It's a conflict of interest. I didn't know that shit at the time. I ain't know nothing.
Where's Ty? FlyTy, get your ass in here, man. You got some explaining to do.
Yeah, you got some explaining to do, Lucy. Lucy.
You got some explaining to do, man. Where you at, FlyTy?
Gonna be early. He said he was gonna be watching this shit.
Yeah, he's supposed to tap in, brother. Where you at?
Is he in here? Come on. He must not be in here.
He likes to talk. So if he was in here, he definitely hop on.
Yeah. Nah, that's a fact. That's a fact. I signed to Superstar Management, which was his shit, not knowing that's a conflict of interest. You know what I'm saying? Your management be the one making sure that the record label do what it's supposed to do for you.
That's right.
So it can't be the same fucker. But I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying, and I came across the letter that Burt Goodell wrote and sent Russell and them for me fucking. I said, damn, man, dumbass move, but it is what it is. You make mistakes.
Was there any other things that you wish you had do-overs?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, a whole lot of shit.
Like what? Let's talk about it real quick, because those could be teachable moments.
I would definitely picked up a book and on the music business. And I would study and all that. Knew what I was getting in. Well, I got in. You know what I mean? I'm fresh. I ain't know that shit. You know what I mean? But I definitely would have did some research and made myself aware of what was going on. You know, I would have treated business instead of I did like it was fun. It was fun. You know what I'm saying? But when the fun run out, I start thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? And it's too late then.
So that would be the one thing that you would change.
No,
you would educate.
That's the one major thing. That's the one out of everything. If I could change that, everything else would have fell in line.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But once you start off on the ground, you ain't you know what I'm saying? You don't got no feet to stand on. If you don't know what's going on and the shit as you having fun, this shit is crumbling and you're not realizing. Because it was a weak foundation. The contract was fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
But they did give you a contract though, right?
Oh yeah, they gave it. Of course. A contract, they don't put no music out.
And then what about your publishing? Did you understand the publishing aspect of what
I ain't know what publishing is.
Wow.
They say,
so, but how did they tell you was gonna get paid though?
Tyrone took me to Warner Brothers, to some nigga office, I don't know who the fuck he is, and told this nigga, listen, this is my new artist. I know who he is. We sent you the records. I want you to give him $100,000. I'm like, word? I don't know what the fuck publishing is. Well, I know nigga said, give him $100,000. And nigga, yeah. That's it. That's all you got. I don't want to know shit else after that. With my $100,000. I got to my account office, Burt Padell. He gave me 50. The other 50 at? You know, Biz got to get that. No, I don't. Why
Rest
do
in
I?
peace. Rest in peace to Burt Fidel. Right.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
And Biz.
Rest in peace to Bismarck. Yeah.
So you heard 100,000.
Right.
You go to your accountant and he give you 50.
Right.
And saying that the other 50 goes to Biz.
Right. Come on, man. Come on. Now you gotta, Biz gotta get the other half, man. The fuck you talking about? Biz wasn't even there when we did. Anyway, yeah. So that's
wow.
Yeah. So I would have definitely studied what I was getting myself into before I got into it. That's one thing first and foremost. And I think I would have not been so wild. You know what I'm saying? I would have left that shit in Hempstead. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So on one of your wildest nights, did you have to pay for that wilding out in your budget? Like before you recoup any of your money? Did Ty and them ever say, yo, because you smashed this window, you kicked down this door, we had to pay for it?
Yeah. All that shit gotta be recouped. All that gotta be recouped, nigga. When you got entourage and niggas is stealing shit and all that, all that shit, they get away with it. All that shit come back on me. They don't,
right. So how did you communicate that with your crew? Like after you first got bit, right? After the first sting, like what was the conversation with your entourage after that? Like, yo, y'all can't be wilding. Like,
yeah, y'all niggas gotta chill out with that shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about y'all niggas want to fight or niggas want to do whatever, but you can't be stealing shit. That shit come back, or you can't break shit. When you break some shit, I gotta pay for it in the long run. My brother, the best motherfucker in the world, the coolest nigga I ever know. Love that nigga. That nigga will steal any shit that you can. Yo, that nigga will steal mics. We go to sound check. He leave you with a mic. He leave you with headphones. He leave you with some kind of shit. He would steal 2-inch reels in from the studio. Any kind of shit, man. Any kind of shit, he's gonna steal that shit. And he know I gotta pay for it, but fuck it.
So how did you pay your crew? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, did you give the boys that hung around, did you give them stipends? Did you give them a per diem, a beer
Niggas
budget?
that hung around, a beer budget. Oh shit!
Did you give them a beer budget? You know what I'm saying?
Nah, wherever we go, nigga, I got a tab. As far as drinking and shit, like drinking and all that shit, yeah, that's on me all the time. Nigga, that's nothing. But I only rent my immediate crew was only I think three people or 4 people. But it's the hangers on that come. You know what I'm saying? Like if I got a show right now, 100 motherfuckers show up to my crib waiting for the limo to come. Niggas, I get outside, niggas is in the limo. There's no more room for me. Like, the fuck is y'all niggas doing? That's real shit.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yo, they was like, yo, catch a cab to the spot. We meet you there.
They thought. Yo, that shit.
Shout out to DJ SNS. SNS, I see you out there, man.
SNS, what's up, yo?
Word. Yo, that's funny.
That's real shit, though. Yeah. Niggas you ain't seen in years. They heard you got a show. Oh shit. You know how this shit go.
So they come and they done went shopping. So they looking fresh, right? But yet the tab is still on you, bro.
Right. And niggas be like, yo, they go out and get an outfit, but then they don't want to pay to get in the club. Fuck.
Cause they with you. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't been. If I ain't been fucking with you in years, all of a sudden, oh shit, you got a show in Brooklyn, such and such. Yeah, we going. You can go all day. You can go. Don't rely on me to get your ass in though. You know what I'm saying?
Joe, but we gotta roll together, man. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Right.
Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying? You know how the Brooklyn niggas is.
Fuck that. Fuck that, nigga. Word.
So tell me, man, so what was your contract dispute or lack thereof with Puff and Bad Boy with making it a band, and you were working with Babs, right?
Right.
And what was that situation like?
Nah, it wasn't so much as a contract dispute. It was that they didn't want me involved. You know what I'm saying? And in all reality, I was supposed to be involved. You know what I'm saying? They wanted her for that making of the band shit. But she was like, nigga, it's a package deal. And I'm telling her, nah, man, listen, go do your thing, man. Go do your shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about it. That's a reality show. I'm not being on no reality show. That shit, you know what I'm saying? But when we go out, I took her to this lawyer's office and shit, the lawyer, so she can get the go to the contract and get sign it if she wants to sign it or whatever. Let the man lawyer explain it to her. So when she found out that I was not written in the contract, she like, I ain't signing that shit. I ain't with it. So I had to convince her, bad. Don't fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Don't fuck up an opportunity because you trying to bring me in. Don't worry about it. But she was adamant, like, nah, my nigga got to be down.
Like, all right, so you couldn't, in order for you to be down, then you would have to be another member of the band.
Right. It could have been no way, because the show wasn't based on you making solo records and me producing your records.
Right.
That's not what it was about. So it was no room for me to be in there, period.
So is that how were you able to convince her to go ahead and you would fall back? Like, what was that conversation like?
Bitch, don't fuck your opportunity up. Get the bag, bitch. Get the motherfucking bag while you know what I'm saying, while it's here to get.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, man, and if it would have panned out a different way, she could have came back, you know what I'm saying, and got some tracks from me, which she did later on, but you know what I mean? Like, don't this is the fucking a catapult right there.
Right.
You know what I mean? So don't fuck it up.
And then, I mean, at a later date, you could have probably came and did could have synced some music to the reality show.
Right.
But you did do her album project, though, right?
Which one?
You did music. You produced music for Babs, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
that's the shit that they heard. That's why they want to get on the shit.
Okay. So I mean, indirectly, you could have got benefit from her being on the show, right? So for her being on the show and being in the spotlight, now people are searching for her music to research her. Now they would go and buy the product that you created, and that would help you. It's an indirect way, but it's not a direct making it a band television look for you. But the humility that you had and the purpose and the unselfishness that you showed speaks volumes to who you are as a person. You know what I'm saying? By letting her go on and do the show and, not force them to write you in the show when there was really no room for it.
Right.
Because of the way the show was made up.
That shit. Plus, I ain't that type of motherfucker way. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a reality show kind of shit like that. Imagine that.
So you came in 1994. You came with the Lead Pipe album.
Right.
It had the Represent joint on there. All about money. You had
Don't stress me.
Don't Stress Me. And then you had a joint, I think, Stick to the Script album. It came out in 2007. You had an appearance of Tupac on the record?
Nah, yeah.
Like, was that a sample? Like, what happened? How did?
There was that was me participating. They wanted to do a remix of a joint that he did for this drug nigga from San Francisco, Bay Area, whatever have you, right? And he had just you know what I'm saying, got killed. So the drug nigga, he trying to make a power move. You know what I'm saying? Tupac had wrote a song for him. He paid Tupac to write a song for him, right? So what Homeboy did, he tried to capitalize off the shit. He had the reference vocals, right? So he wanted to make 3 different songs out of the 3 different verses. You see what I'm saying? So he did all this shit. So he wanted my man to do one of the remixes. Long story short, I actually end up, you know what I'm saying, doing half of the remix shit on the production shit with my man. They sent it somehow. It got in Snoop hands. Snoop had some nigga named Snoopafly, whatever. He wanted. I had laid a verse on one of the joints. He wanted my verse, right? He wanted to actually spit my verse, and so we made it. The drug nigga. I ain't want to mention his name because he out now. You know what I'm saying? He just got out of jail. Whatever. But anyway, he know who the fuck he is. So he gave this nigga my verse, and then tried to convince me that, yo, take this verse from this nigga Tupac, and you can get some. You know what I'm saying? You can do what you're doing, right? So I did a different remix and used the shit there and put it on it. So that was it.
Wow. So did you get any flack from the Death Row estate or from Tupac's estate?
Nah, Tupac's mom was like, nah, she didn't clear the record. Cause it was a big thing. Like it was so many motherfuckers trying to hawk me for that shit. Like it's crazy, yo. I turned down so much money for that shit. You know what I'm saying? Cause I never the way it was done, I didn't respect it. You know what I'm saying? And so then when the moms was like, no, she didn't want to clear it because of the nigga that it came from.
Right.
I don't know what the beef. She know that man. You know what I'm saying? They had whatever they had, so she didn't want to clear it because of him. Whatever. So yeah. Anyway, so I just ended up putting it on that shit. Like yeah, that was a giveaway.
So you also work with an artist from Brooklyn that I think is probably an underrated talent by the name of DV alias Christ. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna have DV alias Christ on Behind the Records in the very near future.
Yeah, you got it.
He was singing on the hooks and stuff back in the early days.
Yeah, Smooth
the Hustler, Trigger the Gambler.
Those are my people right there.
Yeah. So some people compare him to the East Coast version of Nate Dogg, the way he just would sing. And actually, we signed him at Def Jam too.
He was actually before Nate Dogg though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was definitely ahead of his time, and still out there doing his thing. So shout out to DV alias Christ.
He's doing a lot of shit right
now. You also worked with one of my favorite producers and Main Source affiliate, Large Pro. Guys, thank you. You're watching Behind the Records. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the badges. Sam the Hype Beast, I see you out there. Joanna Voice, thank you for the badge and the purchase. Cindy Watson, what up? I see you. So Really quick. No FlyTy yet, right? Come on, FlyTy.
Yeah.
Where you at, FlyTy? You got some explaining to do.
Call this nigga, man. Get your ass on here. Word.
Where FlyTy at, man?
She said my mic is echoing and reverbing. Word. Ah, shit, I can't control that.
Oh, somebody said you're getting some feedback on your mic?
Yeah, I got reverb and echo. My sister, right?
It's all good. So, I want to play this Represent while we get FlyTy. I'm going to play this Represent joint.
I'm calling right now.
While you get them. Get them on.
Oh, shit. Ty.
Where you at, Daddy?
Where you at, nigga? You heard him?
Yeah, I heard that. Dog ain't my homework excuse.
That nigga say, get your ass on here, nigga.
You got some explaining to do, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, he gonna be on here.
Yo, that's funny, man. So we're gonna get back. I'm a whole Represent.
Right.
But I want to play your daughter's record.
Right.
I want to play your daughter's record right now.
Okay.
This is Keisha.
Yeah,
babe.
Yeah.
First things first, I'm the one and the two is the three. I saw the others and never be me. Show me one thing that's been worth risking me, babe. Why you not like nice things? Why you not like nice things? That nigga ain't shit. If that nigga is my man, cheated. Your pussy ain't
Yeah, I am. finding favorites again from systems of oppression, not remembering this or saving you from the wrath of the people.
Yo.
She official, right?
That's official. Her voice is very strong, attractive, amazing. I love the intermissions with the commentary. Yeah, it's dope, man.
Right.
It's dope. So, you know, while we've been longly waiting and anticipating the CEO of Cold Chillin' Records, Mr. FlyTy, behind the records. FlyTy, sir, what up, man? How are you, brother?
You got me?
We got you. We got you. How are you, brother?
I'm good. How y'all doing?
Doing quite well, man. We just listened to a great, amazing song by Granddaddy IU's daughter, Yay Bay, titled Pizza. Yaya. Was it Yaya?
Yeah.
Yaya.
He know as Muffin.
Muffin. That's Little Muffin.
Little Muffin. Have you heard Little Muffin record? You know what Little Muffin?
No, I haven't heard it yet.
You know what Little Muffin is talking about? She's talking about muffins. She's talking about muffins. She's talking about the muffin is good, but you still don't love me.
I haven't heard it yet, though.
This shit hot, though.
Very hot. Yo, so
What's that I hear in the background?
that was laughter, brother.
Oh, that's laughter. Okay, thank you. I thought you were watching the game or something.
Oh, nah. That's what you was doing, right? It's playoff time. I'm telling you. Shout out to Michael Bivens, man, because me and Michael Bivens was on the text, and he was popping mad Boston stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yeah, you know. My guys from
I know you were. Yeah.
My Brooklyn Nets are going to show up, but they showed out. So.
Nah, they fucked up. They fucked up.
No doubt about it.
So, Fly, we was talking, and so many different things came up that involved the self, and we was just like, yo, FlyTy got some explaining to do.
Okay.
First and foremost, the Los Angeles trip.
Okay.
With Frida Payne and Rick James, and
okay,
you know, and you telling IU that you knew Rick James, that you was cool with Rick James, and he didn't believe you, and you guys saw Rick James walking down the street, and you proved your point that you and Rick were cool, right?
Like I said, you know, listen, IU was young and new. So a lot of things would be like in his mind out of your reach. One thing being knowing Rick James.
Right.
Okay, like, you know, even though I'm the chairman of Cold Chillin', that shit don't cross the mind. Cause I can know anybody like that.
In my mind, that was hip hop. So hip hop,
right.
Two different things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you know, we're in the car going down the street. He thought he was gonna catch me in a lie. There your man, Rick James.
That nigga right there, say something.
If you really know him, say what's up to him, right?
Right.
If you really know him, he's gonna stop and say, "Oh shit, Ty, what up? What's going on?"
And that's what he did. And now that he do, he said, "Yo,"
hold on.
He said, and you know, and I'm sure everybody knows about the famous Charlie Murphy stories.
Yeah.
With Rick James at the China Club.
Right.
And the first thing he says is, "Yo, come to the China Club tonight."
Hold on. Yo, he had the 5 fingers. He was just looking for a face. Did he ever say, "I'm Rick James, bitch," after a few drinks?
No, can I tell you a funny story about that? About me telling him that he's Rick. When he was at Warner Brothers, his self-confidence was gone. All right, they had beat his self-confidence down. And he was in the office with, I won't name the name of the person he was with, but they were telling him how to make records.
Wow.
And I said, "You can't tell Rick James how to make a motherfucking record. You can tell him how to promote a record. But, and I mean, this person in particular, I knew he used to be in a bullshit group back in the day. So I'm like, especially you. I looked at Rick and I said, yo, you Rick motherfucking James, nigga. so that's the part I knew as far as that type of thing being said. And Rick James, he had a problem outside of his habits. His manager was his brother. His brother was afraid to stand up for him. And that he was afraid to lose the deal. You understand? Thinking if I say something, they might say the deal is over. You know. So I mean, they never put a record out on Rick James, except the one that I did with him with Roxanne Shante. You know. And other than that, nothing ever happened for Warner Brothers. And and I know I've kind of jumped on the side, but the signing of Rick James was a classic shelving an artist. They shelved because if you realize that Rick James was Prince's direct competition, they signed him and got him out the game.
Right, Warner Brothers. Right.
They signed him and got him out the game. You know,
Warner Brothers. Yeah.
Gave him a lot of money. But their whole mission was, you know, to get him out the game. And you know, I tried to get him and Prince together. And then they hated each other.
Wow.
Because, you know that song Pop Life?
Yeah.
Pop Life is a diss to Rick James.
Really?
Did you leave your $1 million check in somebody else's box singing Pop Life? What's the matter with your brain?
Put it in your nose.
What?
Right.
Yo!
Right. Because, you know, Rick James is always saying Prince is pop and he ain't funky.
Oh.
So, you know, so they just,
Hold on.
because I always felt like if the two of them got together,
Right.
number one, they might be two of the most talented people I've seen in my life. Rick James and Prince, ooh, they're real, you know. So anyway, getting back to IU and the China Club night. So we go to China Club. Frida Payne is there. Frida Payne had plastic surgery that only took on one side. Like one side she thought young, and the other side she was about 80 years old.
Oh, no.
80.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was crazy. One profile was young and one other profile was old. And she was on Granddaddy IU. She wanted some Granddaddy.
Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here.
Hold on, wait a minute. Did you watch the Vapors from the other side of the room? You know how they keep
Absolutely. She was loving. Yo, let me tell you something. To all the Mary Wilson, rest in peace. To the old females, IU was young, tall, and slim. They was on him.
So, but why would you take him in there with all the old biddies, man, knowing that he was a young guy?
I went. First of all, I didn't know what I was going to see. I went to see Rick James, and that's who was there. Charlie Wilson was, you know, at our table. Charlie Wilson, Rick James, Frida Payne, Mary Wilson. The guy. Do you remember the show, The Monkees?
Yeah.
Mickey from The Monkees.
Told you.
You know.
Wow.
So you know. So yeah. So IU was drinking, drunk. Now, you know, at 4:00 a.m., they want to take the drinks off the table. So the waiters come over. Huh?
Last call for alcohol.
Last call for alcohol. Right. You tell the waiters, get your hand off my drink. You ain't taking my drinks. Whatever.
Fuck out of here.
These bouncers come over. Though there's one bouncer. He's huge, about 6'9", 320, 2% body fat,
6%,
trying to take the drink. IU jump up. It's so funny because IU got to jump up to reach his face to punch him. IU jumping up, swinging at him. And I'm telling the bouncer, don't hurt him, don't hurt him. He said, I got it. All right. Now here's the kick.
Nigga, don't hurt her.
Wild ass Rick James says to me, yo, Ty, you got to calm him down. That's how wild IU was.
Fuck it. Nah, what you talking about that paraplegic bitch? You ain't right, yo.
Oh yeah.
That's a bull.
Now IU want to fuck the paraplegic bitch.
I didn't know the bitch was paraplegic. Nigga.
Oh, you know what? Yo. You take all them braces on her legs. Clue.
I ain't
She had braces and you're the metal crutches.
Yeah.
The metal crutches and the braces on her legs.
I ain't seen
But the crazy, so her girls is trying to get me to make IU leave her alone. But she's with it 100%. She mad as hell at her girls. She was, but you know what? See, really, if there had been different circumstance, I wouldn't have cared. But his girl was in my suite with my girl. So I know I can't go back there without him. You know. Now the crazy thing, when we get back, this girl I used to deal with is at my room with my girl. She there with my girl and his girl.
Half naked.
She got a see-through blouse with no bra on, you know, and damn near thong. So we walk in the room. IU girl got to look like, yeah, nigga, yeah. What you gonna say now, nigga? But I ain't panicked. I just walked over to her and said, hey, baby. Hugged her and kissed her. I said, oh, you met Leah, huh, honey? She said, yeah. I just played it down. And nothing happened.
That nigga,
So,
you know.
You had double trouble?
I had no trouble. That was the night I taught IU how to mat that night.
Get the fuck out.
This is how you mat, nigga.
Wait a minute. He's granddaddy. You grand poobah daddy? Like,
I'm grand poobah daddy. There wasn't one iota of trouble. In fact, she stayed for a while.
Yeah.
The girl stayed for a while. And I left with her to walk her to her car.
I don't remember that part now.
I do. But the funniest shit was IU girl Kenya. She had a typical neighborhood round the way girl. We caught your ass.
Yeah, you gonna say now, nigga. Yeah.
Yeah, what you gonna say now, nigga? Yeah.
Oh, man. Woo. Well, you know, you got to blame it on the goose. Got to get loose.
You know, but like I said, IU got that trip did my desired effect. I got close to IU that trip. You know, and because I needed him to we already had several episodes. All right, and I had to get him to understand me, understand the game. Because IU thought he could just do what he wanted when he wanted. And didn't understand that there was protocol to this.
Okay, so speaking of protocol, really quick, man, it's something I don't understand. You were the label executive and the manager at the same time?
I became the manager because, I was. Yeah, I was.
How, Sway?
Well, I will tell you why. First of all, pay attention. It's not unheard of. That's what Barry Gordy did too. Except the difference between me And Barry, I didn't take any management money off your record money. I didn't take any percentage off your record world. I didn't touch it. I only did for shows I got you. I managed that. I didn't manage your record career. And it's as opposed to except consulting. I consulted you and told you the right thing to do. And that was that. But as far as management, in terms of double dipping, which is what everybody's concerned about, I never double dipped. In fact, I got deals that didn't take a dime. I got IU a publishing deal and didn't take a dime. True or not?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I just told about that. About the publishing deal in Cali, yo, this nigga 100,000.
Yeah.
And got back.
So let me ask you this, FlyTy. How much of Biz's production deal did you have? What percentage of Biz production deal?
I gave Biz the production deal. I gave Biz, and points come along with that. Now, I can't tell you how many points I got, I can't remember. But Biz got points, and Biz in turn was supposed to give his artist points. IU wasn't signed directly to Cold Chili. IU was signed to Biz Productions. All right. So I give Biz, I think it was $350,000 album. All right. And he in turn is supposed to sign an artist and give him whatever. You know, that's what that was supposed to be about, you know. Now.
Wait. Hold on. You heard what he said, right? He said $350 per artist, right?
Right.
Let me tell you how much Biz gave me out of $350. Take a guess. Yes.
Too much.
25,000.
That was too much.
Close to 10%.
Let me tell you some stuff. Let me tell you. Now, remember, I got IU. I'm gonna tell you. Remember, I got upset. I thought he gave you 35.
And they gave me 5,000 out of 350, right? And
right.
My album must maybe cost. I was in the studio for a month and a half, 2 months.
But let me. I'm gonna defend this because in our crew, I'm gonna go back and tell you when we did Roxanne's Revenge.
You told me all that shit.
I didn't tell him that. I didn't tell him that. We did Roxanne's Revenge. Me, Magic, Marley, and Shante got $750 to split.
Nigga,
all right.
That was in the 40s.
No, it wasn't no damn 40. It was like, no 40. It might have been 10 years. It might have been about 8 years before. Slow down. It might have been 8 years before. So we had a protocol. You got to work your way up. Now, whether I was right or wrong in thinking that way is not the point.
That's not business, I'm just telling, nigga. That's not business.
That is business.
That's not business. You got to work your way up.
Slow down. No. Slow down. You sign whatever deal you sign with this, you signed it with him.
Right.
I didn't see your contact with Biz. Listen, business is.
I'm not disputing the fact that I signed it. Of course I signed it.
Oh, okay.
But I did not know that he got $350 and gave me $25 because he did not actually produce the record.
Listen, Warner Brothers ain't produced none of my motherfucking records.
So I'm saying,
but they take the bulk of the money.
But my thing is why?
Because what was supposed to be, you got to pay for your overhead. You got to pay for whatever else you got to pay for. All right. Well, let's talk about me. Whatever I got from Warner Brothers, my rent in Lincoln Center was $180,000 a year back then.
Right.
All right. I had to pay, and back then we had to do shipping. Wasn't no point in clicking. Every item of mail that went out of that office, and a lot of mail went out. We had to send records to every DJ in the country. That was money. Studio sessions were money. Things were money, and then and just giving artists money all the time. So you had to, and not only that, my payroll, I had like 20-something employees, and the lowest amount of money anybody made was $35,000. Some made 70. That's a lot of money when you add it up. So the albums that you sell, it's not like it goes to anybody's pocket, like artists seem to think. It's to keep the company afloat. I got a salary. Lenny got a salary. It wasn't like we got the money. We talk about it. You can't do that legally. That's called embezzlement.
Right.
So you got to take a salary. Now I got a nice salary.
You know what I'm saying? Niggas do that shit all the time. That's nothing, but
I'm just saying, in terms of, the overall picture of how people think the record label is robbing them. Then you got to pay. Think about this. You got to pay for the record. I think I told this story before. You got to pay. Each unit going to cost you at least 80 cents a unit. Each unit. So if you sell 100,000, that's $80,000. If you press 100,000, that's $80,000. $1 million is 800,000. Just the press. So it's a lot of money involved now. Biz in the production deal, when you get to that point doing production, whether it's track masters, not just Biz, track masters, Neptunes, whoever, they taking the bulk of the money. Because that when you finally get to the position where you can get a production deal, that's like a payday to you.
I understand all that, right? But
he didn't have to get 25,000.
But what the people that you just named, track masters, right? And Pharrell, right? These are fucking known producers that actually produce. If they producing your record, they're gonna actually produce your record. This was not even there in the studio because he was enjoying.
But listen, I got you. Production deal doesn't necessarily mean that person producing. All right.
But
he should have been doing is paying you as a producer and an artist.
But I didn't get that. I didn't know nothing about that at that time.
Right, exactly. But the honest thing that should have happened, he should give you points as an artist, like everything else. You get points as an artist and points as a producer.
But guess what?
Because if I sign something.
Wait. I want to clear this up now before we even go further. I'm not dogging Biz. It is what it is. It happened when it happened. That's whatever. I'm not dogging him. I'm just saying what actually happened and what I think should have happened.
Well, listen. Biz, I like you. I love him too. All right. It took me a minute to find out Biz wasn't writing his shit. All right. When we first got Biz, and he did Picking Boogers, before we put it out, I thought Biz wrote that.
Wow.
I didn't know he didn't write that. Biz didn't write nothing ever.
Right.
But he always included himself as a writer.
Right.
All right.
I produced some shit for him, and he wrote himself as a producer. He told me I can't get production credit because I'm a producer, So yeah,
whatever he said, listen, I get beef. I heard stories about Cool V beefing lately.
Right.
That's cool. Biz had Cool V thinking I owed the money. I said, Cool V, I never hired you to do nothing ever. How do I owe you money? I don't get that. If I hire you, I pay you. I never hired you for anything. Well, I produced this, that, and the third for Biz. I said, well, Biz was supposed to pay you. So you mean when you went to get Biz, when he wanted to get his money from Biz, Biz would say, I got it. I said, you went for that? You just went for that? And then years later, right before Biz was in the hospital, Cool V found out the truth.
Mm-hmm.
That it was Biz doing it to him all the time. Now he apologized to me and all that. Well, and even with that, I defended Biz because I said, well, Cool V, he did put a $300,000 studio in your house.
That's a fact.
Maybe he thought that was the payment. You can't get that and money. Now, it's not his fault. You didn't produce other people with that studio. You understand? He did put that studio in your house. And you was in Elizabeth, New Jersey, all the people around you, you could have produced people. Marley Marl produced people on an 8-track in his living room. So you could do that. But Biz was a little unfair for a long time.
Yeah.
The most unfair thing I got pissed off about, the same publishing deal that I got IU, he gave Biz half of the money.
I didn't give him shit. Bert Fidel gave it to him.
Your business manager.
But I didn't know that. That was Biz man.
Don't matter.
I didn't know.
No, I'm not saying that it's not disparaging on you. I'm saying I got mad at Biz when I found out about it.
Right.
And I screamed on Bert Fidel. I made that deal.
So how did you, what would have been the perfect scenario for that deal?
What we mean with the publishing deal?
Yeah.
I was going to get a management fee, a management percentage, and he take the rest. And that's it.
So who take the rest?
IU.
But IU was signed to other Biz Productions.
Nah, but don't matter. IU, as a manager, I made a publishing deal for IU.
So you made the deal and then got the approval for the 100,000. Bert Fidel gave 50 of the 100,000 to Biz.
IU took the check and took it to Bert Fidel, which the only reason Bert Fidel even knew about it. Nobody knew about the deal I made for IU but me and IU.
No, they
Because that's all.
no, I didn't take it. They sent it to him.
But you directed the check.
Because that was my business manager. I didn't know.
Well, all right. And now think about that. His business manager said, "Well, Biz gotta get half of this."
Because he was also fucking business manager. And I didn't,
right. So he was so. All right then. So hold up. So now you want to talk about conflict of interest?
I didn't understand none of this shit.
But I'm just saying.
Yo, what? Oh
And
man.
I understand you didn't know what was going on, but I'm just saying. You want to talk about conflict of interest? Ain't no bigger conflict of interest than that. So as far as he was concerned,
right,
him and Biz was gonna get whoever Biz got. Whoever Biz signed, they're gonna take advantage of him.
Wow.
And
the moral of the story is, and some, I mean, I can understand, Granddaddy IU, how you can be in that position. The moral of the story is, even your team, attorney, accountant, business manager, you gotta understand who they also represent. So, you know what I'm saying? So you don't create that circle.
But IU knew that he represented Biz.
But I didn't know how that shit actually worked. Because he also represented Rakim, Madonna, fucking.
Well, let me tell you something. When you go see Bert Fidel, right? When you go see Bert Fidel, he gives everybody the same spiel.
Yeah.
Who he represent? I represent Robert De Niro.
Right.
But he don't represent Madonna. He represents something Madonna does, one aspect of what she does. All right, like with Robert De Niro, he represented the club top back. He ain't represent Robert De Niro. With Michael Jackson, he represented one little aspect of his shit. He ain't represent, but he could say I represented him, you know. And my problem was every time somebody, let's take G-Rap for example. And I was always against Bert Fidel. I didn't understand what he did for his mother. You giving it It's you giving somebody your money when you work hard for your money and you telling them, give my check to this guy. Can I ask, yo, Rob, can I have that job? Can you go to work and tell your boss to send me your check? I'll take that job.
Yo, if it ain't my wife, don't give the check to nobody.
No, but my point is, I would take that job in a heartbeat. I'm just gonna hold your money. I'm gonna hold your money for you, and that's all Brooklyn did.
Now he paid bills, but I could do that shit myself.
He paid some shit you could have done.
Right.
So what you talking about? No. My point is,
I didn't understand.
a manager, in my opinion, a manager gets paid off his work.
Right.
Whatever he gets for you, he gets to take a percentage of it. All right. And guess what? And Rob, I only took 15%, which was extremely low. Everybody else was taking 20, 25, and 30. So, I just, they took advantage of you. But I learned about that shit late in the game. Because, I didn't know I should have been specific how you were saying. Well, I did say, put this shit in the bank. Now I understand when I told IU, put this shit in the bank and only spend X amount. Because I didn't know that he got half of what I thought he had.
Mm-hmm.
I'm basing my advice to him on 100,000. You should be able to put 50,000 in the bank and leave it there, IU. That's what I said. But I didn't know he only had 50. But I get it. They used I'm going to give you 50,000 right now. And to somebody who never had 50,000, shit, that sounds good to him.
That sounds like a shopping spree.
That sounds like excellent.
That's a come up.
That's a come up.
Nigga.
That's a come up, And then as far as Biz was concerned, with IU, there was several mistakes. Even in terms of the song, the first single. All right, the first single should have been the U.S. period.
Right.
But that song described who he was.
Mm-hmm.
And Biz, at this point, Biz wanted to do it his way, just because he wanted to be different. And now, understand this. They were all children when I first got 16, 17, 18 years old. And I was a dominant father. Just going my way. That's it. And I might have been overbearing because I was trying to protect them at the same time. So when Biz and them got a certain age, whatever I said, he gonna do the opposite. If I say the U is smooth, this is a recording. To me, it's a good record, but it was not even the third best song. I can name 3 better songs.
Maybe.
And this recording was a good song. But it was, so the U is smooth didn't happen, and now you gotta. So when you take back then especially, you gotta have a story when you took a record to radio. And you had radio records. And radio stations, they don't just get one record a week. They get hundreds of them. And everybody got a story. And everybody got money. So you gotta have something that makes your artist, new artist, either it's an out-of-the-box hit, or you gotta have something that makes the DJ or the program director or the music director think this is the one. And this recording wasn't that song. It wasn't that song. So we got behind ourselves with IU.
So let me ask you this. I was telling IU earlier that he got he had the Me Too movement on him before the Me Too movement existed. Why did you commission him to write Big Mama for Roxanne Shante?
Okay, Roxanne Shante. By that time in her career, she was feeling very hurt from females. Roxanne Shante, when she first started, was the female champion. Roxanne Shante battled guys. She represented women against guys. She never said anything about a woman. So that's what she was. But the females came behind her. They act like they were mad because they were friends with the guys she was dissing. And I put it this way. If she was Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, they wouldn't invite Shante to any reindeer games. They would have things and never invite her. And they would say ugly things about her, you know, and I could see the toll it was taking on her. Now, you're talking about 8 years after she started, 9 maybe, all right. So by this time, she's mad at them. You can see she's furious about it. And so Shante was like my daughter. So I felt her pain. And I would call IU. I want to write a song called Big Mama. And I want you to diss every girl on this paper. I wrote a list of girls on the paper. And I gave it to him. And he wrote this devastating record. Now, he wrote it like a lot of people. IU wrote it. But the delivery by Roxanne Shante was unparalleled. You could feel the emotion coming out of her with that record. She was letting them have it, you know, and they know they were wrong. They know it. I'm not gonna mention their names. She mentioned it already. They all know they were wrong. You know, faking like they're for women's rights and still kissing men, letting men back what they do. Shante, one thing about Roxanne Shante, ain't no man directed what she did. Ain't happening. Shante was all Shante, you know. And Shante was tight with Sam. She was tight with Biz. She was tight with Kane. And she was tight with IU. Right. And Shante did side shit with IU that they think I don't know about.
Let's find out what that is. It's a mystery, ladies and gentlemen. Do you guys in the chat know? Stay tuned to hear more mystery.
You got 2 hustlers together. They hustle. Yeah.
So, you care to elaborate on that?
Hey man. I ain't got nothing to say. I plead the fifth.
Stay tuned next episode to get the final answer.
Yeah. You know, so
that's my sister.
Your sister, where she at?
Nah, Shante.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
So FlyTy, so do you think that because obviously there was some collateral issues for IU after it was discovered that he pinned that record, you know?
I ended that shit. I ended that. All right. Bell, you talk about Michael Bivens. Bell Biv DeVoe was they were having a release party. I forget the club. I walk in, a guy that works for us, in OJ. Yo, Ty, the naughty nature's looking for you. Now, so you understand who I was. I was very calm, very easygoing, and very restrained. But at the same time, I was confrontational. If you tell somebody you're looking for me, I'm going to find you. I'm not going to make it hard for you to find me. And I'm going to ask you, I heard you looking for me. What do you want? So I found him in the club. And, you know, and Trent said, what did he say? He said, no, not you. It's whoever said if anybody mess with us, so-and-so, so-and-so. I said that. That was me. I said, listen, yo. The buck stops here. It was my idea. I listed the names, and I asked one of my writers to write it. So you ain't got nothing to do with this. I'm here. Whatever we got to go through, let's go through it now. But let's look at it like it was a record, it was a song, and that's that. You know, but IU went through some gunplay type thing in Brooklyn, from what I understand. You know, but you know, I got my point across that it's no need for us to get over a record. Okay, it's because I mean, in my life in the record business, I've been through a lot of dangerous stuff. All right, and I understood what thing that happened was worth being dangerous. If it ain't about getting no money, this is bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I can't get in the early anything like Sparky D. When she came back at Shante, with Sparky's turn, what did I do? I went to Spider D and said, let's do a tour. We're going to have Roxanne Shante versus Sparky D. We're not going to have them mad at each other, cursing each other out. Let's do a tour. And we did one. You know, we did a tour with Boogie Down Productions and MC Shan. I remember it was Boogie Down, MC Shan, and Luther Campbell. All right? We made disc records. Let's do this tour. But people want to see that.
Right.
You know, no sense shooting at each other. Let me tell you, to some respect, I got a Don King attitude. Y'all want to fight? Wait a minute. Let's sell tickets.
That's right.
Don't fight for nothing, you know. And unfortunately, the hip hop world got to that. People shooting each other, you know, fighting each other over a song, over what they heard, you know. And the bottom line, can I tell you the truth about hip hop? If I got to compare it, the whole musical genre, rappers was kind of soft. They just talked a lot.
Rappers were soft, you said?
Yeah, they just talked a lot.
Oh, shit.
Why you say they were soft, though?
Right.
Because, let me tell you something. Real gangsters don't tell you they're gangsters.
You talking about
They just
now
do
or
gangster
back
shit.
then?
Huh?
They just do gangster
now
shit.
or back then?
They just do gangster shit and swear, guess what? And swear to God they're not gangsters.
Hold up, Ty. You talk about rappers back then or rappers now?
Rappers back then.
Was soft?
Yeah. Niggas was
a lot of them, yeah, but on Cold Show.
well, or maybe soft was the wrong word, but they were not really tough. They just wanted to
portray that image.
They just had they were like video gangsters to me. You know, I could size you up quickly. You know, and a lot of, if you talk too much, then you don't want to do nothing. And a lot of them talked about what they're gonna do to this person, what I'll do if I see you, blah 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 blah. What, really? Really? You know, and on top of not being, a lot of them was either, let me take that, it was tough or soft or stupid. You go pull out a gun in front of everybody, you know where you going.
Right.
You know, there's a guy named Infinite, right? Infinite wasn't
a nigga
rapper. You know Inf, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
Are you?
That's my nigga.
Infinite was like security for people. And this happens to a lot of guys who come out of jail. Inf came out of jail, security for somebody, and he's fighting, beating up people. And I'm hearing about this guy, all right? And he's with one of my people. So I send for him so I can see him. And I bring him in my office, and I sit there and I said, you don't look stupid. He said, why you want to diss me? I said, I'm not dissing you, dissing yourself. I said, your name is ringing too much in this game. Let me break it down for you. If you start making people lose money, they will make you disappear in this game, one way or another. Either you're gonna go to jail or you're just gonna be gone. And don't think them little white boys are scared of you, because they're not.
Shit,
They're connected.
He choked this
All right.
shit.
They're not. And when I really got to them, I said, let me tell you something. The artist that you beating up here, that's my man. That's my man. That's your man. I said, let me tell you about your man. When you go to jail, know what you're gonna do? He gonna block his number on your ass. You're gonna be calling out of jail, can't get through. When you want money for your commissary, it ain't coming. So don't be stupid. Be smart. Don't come out. But a lot of cases, you see a lot of rap crews, they get somebody from jail who want to act like they're defending them, and they end up back in jail and over nothing, over trying to show off. So the whole hip hop, not the whole, but the hip hop was largely show off. There was some guys who was real, you know, but the vast majority, listen. Some guys just can't scare me, you know. But remember, everybody, think about this. Everybody in them 80s and 90s, everybody was a killer. That's what y'all tell me. Because that was the image they wanted to portray. Everybody in hip hop was a killer. Not true. Not true. You know, I watched Suge Knight just destroy himself. That nigga wasn't no tough guy. He just wanted to portray that image. He came from a decent family and let them use him. Everybody got paid. He went to jail. That's stupid to me. So you want to show everybody you're a gangster. Really?
So that nigga, what you mean? He ain't get paid.
I'm losing. I don't hear nothing.
You said everybody else got paid, but he went to jail?
Hello? Y'all talking? Everybody talking?
Yeah. You said everybody else got paid and Suge went to jail?
I don't know why, but I can't hear nobody.
Fix your hearing aid, nigga. Oh, turn your hearing aid up.
Somebody turn the volume down, what?
You turn the battery in your hearing aid is
down. Hello?
Yo.
Okay, now I hear. Hello?
Yeah.
I hear you now. Now, what kind of jokes I was telling when I come in?
Now, I said the battery in your hearing aid went down, nigga.
Y'all funny. But you know, listen, like that whole 80s crew, the 80s and 90s, every crew you saw was killers.
Yeah.
Everybody was deadly. Come on, you know, and that's just not true. Most of them came from decent families.
Well,
that don't mean you're not a killer, or that don't mean you're not.
Now there's killers and then there's actors.
There's who? Tactics?
Killers and then there's actors.
Actors, yeah, for sure.
Yes, yeah. I won't deny there's some guys who was killers.
Yeah.
But you what? They were not smart, because the things they got mad over was nothing.
So IU has a record called "Nobody Move" off the Smooth Assassin album.
Nobody moved. Can't pull the ooze at the buck and he ducked. That was my shit.
You know, to me, it's the story of the stick-up kid.
Right.
Back in the day, you know, being the stick-up kid was like, you know, yo, that's the stick-up kid. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't say nothing to him, or, you know what I'm saying, cross the street when you see him or whatever.
Right.
Like Debo riding down the block on his beat cruiser. You know?
Yeah.
So when you did that song, the beginning started off interesting and admirable, but the ending didn't fare too well. And did you write that to show the next generation that look at the end, look at how the story ends. Don't do that.
Right.
Don't be a
That's
stick-up kid.
That's why it ended that way. Because I wasn't saying it's not that I was trying to glorify, you know, the stick-up kid or, you know what I'm saying, the drug dealer or none of that shit, or shooting cops or none of that. That's why we went to jail. But when it was time, we wanted to put that record out, and Lenny was like, nah, you can't put that record out because you're shooting at cops, and the cops got killed. But my brother got killed in the song, and I went to jail.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it was the moral of the story was don't do dumb shit because you're going to end up dead or in jail, which
Just
we
like-
did in the song. Right.
Just like, yeah. Just
So
like
I
what?
don't see why we couldn't put that out.
However, let me say this. I can tell you this, listen. At that point in time, they would pull out, like these people do. They'll pull out one thing you say and make it the whole record.
Right.
All right. Forget that it's really a message record saying this is what can happen to you if you do what I just said.
Right.
You're going to end up dead in jail. That's the story.
Right.
But only thing they hear is they kill cops.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you know, I give G-Rap did a record called On the Run. He's shooting people, shooting gangsters, killers. But the problem was he was shooting white people.
Yeah.
All right. We did a song, we made a deal with MCA that called Thug Money, which was kind of like the newer juice. IU, School Lover, Chan, and what's your man's name?
Oswald.
Man. Called Thug Money. And IU had a line in there about
killing Kennedys or some shit.
right, killing Kennedy. Right, killing Kennedy. Right. And but it was killing Kennedy.
Some shit. Yeah, it was.
Nah, hold on. It was about one.
Right.
Well, whatever it was, but it was a metaphor.
No, matter of fact, I didn't even say killing the Kennedys. I said inheritance like the Kennedys, opportunities.
Right. Inheritance like the Kennedy.
Right.
They had a problem with that.
That ain't shit.
And then you said dead presidents.
Yeah,
that line.
Because we love dead presidents. Yeah.
But you said, no, he said, ready to kill Clinton because I love dead presidents.
Right.
That was a problem. You know, right. But that, you know, so I watched, you know, these people, you know, I'm going to tell you something. Like when they publicized Public Enemy, the Caucasians that publicized Public Enemy, they ain't publicizing Chuck D. They publicizing Flav.
Flavor.
Because that's that big-eyed black guy to them.
Oh shit.
That's Stepin Fetchit. That's what they pushing. They ain't pushing Chuck D. They pushing Stepin Fetchit. All right. Now I think they were smart. Public Enemy was smart to include that to make them to have them pushed. But that's why they like it. They love Flavor Flav.
They love
them.
No, they love Chuck D too. Don't get the twisted.
Now they do.
No, nigga, I done did shows with them in Canada and whatever. It'd be 1,000 white people in there saying, "Motherfuck him in John Wayne." I seen that shit with my own eyes.
Listen. I'm gonna rewind the tape. I'm talking about the powers that be at the labels.
Oh yeah, the powers that be.
Them old white motherfuckers. All right. Think about this. You had this song. What was it with House Rock in it?
With what?
The song you had with Jailhouse Rockin'.
Yeah, Behind Bars.
He sampled Elvis Presley.
They said, hell.
They lost their mind. Because he had Elvis Presley voice on his record. The same thing with Biz when he did Alone Again. He didn't sample He didn't sample shit, but he sung Gilbert O'Sullivan's song. They was mad.
They got, what was that, 850,000?
What
The
Gilbert,
lawsuit.
that was 1.5 million he got altogether.
I thought it was 850.
Nah, 1.5 million.
Shit.
Because they made a stupid deal. They made a deal where every record they found in the store after Christmas or whatever, after the New Year, was like 25,000.
God dang.
So the lawyers just went and found records in different stores or paid people to sell records, something like that. But yeah.
That shit crazy.
Yeah.
So
Hold up. Well, Represent, they told me I had to change the line because I said, I kill off whole crews like Hitler did Jews.
Right.
Said, hell no, you can't say that, nigga.
I kill off crews like Hitler did too. Right. Right. So.
You know what I'm saying? You coming through with the ones that it's just like yeah, mix it up.
That's what Hitler killed Jews. Make a sound, smack all the whack niggas.
Hey, Ty, do I have permission to use this record, Ty? Do I have permission to use this record?
Are you right to ask him? that was Sony. That was with Sony.
Epic, yeah.
That's another story. That's how, let me tell you something. Sony was the most racist motherfucker I went up on. All right. Let me tell you this. I'm going to tell you about the artist, my artist. MC8 was on Epic. He came out #1 in the top 200 chart album. Them niggas wanted to give him a second video. Because now, the rock groups, they come in number 160. They get him a $200,000 video. Epic, that was a war over there. I was like, okay, these people here, you have to fight to get them. You have what, 2 videos over there?
Huh?
How you?
Yeah.
You got 2 videos with Epic?
Yeah. Don't stress me and Represent.
Right. And I was there. It was like, over there, it was like, they were definitely present. G-Rap, that was a fight. We did over there. We did what did we do over there? Fast Life and It's a Shame. Yeah. But they didn't. Groove Theory, they didn't give them no respect.
Groove Theory.
Brownstone. Yeah, that was just the nature of the beast over there.
So who was the battle with though? Was it with the suits upstairs? or the brown skin gatekeepers?
The brown skin gatekeeper. Let me tell you something. I had a meeting with 3 of the brown skin gatekeepers. I took them to dinner. I said, listen, though, none of y'all write no check. And the brown skin gatekeepers hated each other.
Yeah, I believe that.
They did not like each other. They was always talking negative about the other one. So I take them to dinner. I said, listen, none of y'all signed the checks. We should have monthly meetings so we know what's going on. And we can take control. That shit did not work at all. And when I came in, I came in with Dave Glue, who was the president.
Who?
Huh?
Dave Glue.
Dave Glue.
Right.
Dave Glue was the president. And I came in because he wanted to coach up. He wanted to do a coach up. So the gatekeepers, when they saw how close I was with Dave Glue, actually they was all over me. And each one was trying to get me to go with them. All right. And I'm like, is this all the same company? Should we all be working together?
Shout out to Strong Island.
We had this girl, I just got to say her, a wonderful girl. But she had too many personal problems that she brought to work with. So whatever she brought to work with her, that's what she would be that day. And she had boyfriend problem, whatever. And it just wasn't supposed to happen. It was just, they were over there, it was like a mess. And then let me tell you what they would do to the gatekeepers. The brown skin gatekeepers. After about 2 months, they would bring in a new leader. Right? And what they would do, they would give him your office. He gets the corner office now, and they give you a cubicle.
Hold up. Yo, Kid Capri, what up, nigga? Kid Capri on the fucking chat.
Shout out to Kid Capri. Shout out to
Shout out to Kid Capri.
Kid, if you can join us, tap in, Kid.
There you go.
Kid Capri is in the building. Kid Capri is in the building. Guess what's going to
happen? Kid Capri like he boxing.
Yo, Pooch, what up, nigga?
What's poppin', IU?
Ain't shit.
Good, yo.
Kid Capri is in the building.
Shit.
Capri look like you boxing, man.
Yeah, man. I'm hitting hard on my feet, man. I'm good. Yeah, man. Good.
You over that flu, nigga?
Huh?
You over that flu?
Yeah. I'm over here working right now.
Okay.
Talk to you, nigga. You was fucked up.
Yeah, I was fucked up. I had to get back.
You was under the weather.
I had to bounce back.
No doubt. I see your videos, yo. I see you moving, nigga.
Yeah, man. I'm with my other one. I got one joint that I'm over here debating if I should put out. Kind of like it's kind of ill, man. It's anarchy. That it's anarchy. I don't know. See how people might think about it, so I'm asking. And my people, kid don't put it, whatever. But
yeah.
Other people, fuck that. They need to come out.
Yeah, well now we got you here. We got time. What you thought about the whole cold chilling experience?
Cold chilling?
Yeah, because we was able mates, nigga. You was there with me.
I mean, I came when well, put it this way. When cold chilling was cold chilling, we wasn't there.
Right.
We came we second string, whatever.
That's what I was saying earlier.
And by the time we, the support wasn't the same.
The machine was gone.
The machine wasn't. So we was doing what we were doing. Experience going cold and that. Just learning to stay, learning how to all that. So for that alone, I was grateful for that. For the fact that Big got a contract to do an album when I didn't want to do an album. So many other that was more credible to get an album. He made sure I got it. You know what I'm saying? That alone was good for me. And things got great. But that time it was an experience. I'm glad we went through.
Right.
It was dope. We were going through together. He Master 8, Genius before it was Wu-Tang, and Cool back.
Right. Nigga, that's how me and you met, nigga.
That's how we met.
Right.
Been cool ever since.
My brother right there.
Well, both of you were part of the Biz deal.
Right.
Both of you were on Biz.
It was me, him, and Biz's brother, Don Michelle.
Diamond Shaw, and was supposedly another kid. I think it was Ive West.
Ive West.
Right.
And
it
was nice, son.
I know, I'm saying, but Biz never brought him. He never came. He never signed him.
He was there when I signed my contract. He was there in the meeting with it was all of us.
Well, he might have been. I'm just saying, Biz never brought him to Cold Chili. You know, that never happened. You know, Kid Capri. When Biz told me he had Kid Capri, actually, I jumped to the ceiling. Kid Capri. Now, I had a different idea for Kid Capri than Biz. And Biz made me believe what my idea was going to happen. What I thought I was giving Kid Capri, the DJ.
DJ, right.
And my idea was, okay, I'm going to take some Kane records, some T records, some Biz records, IU records, and I'm going to give him the Kid Capri. And he going to do that Kid Capri shit.
That was,
I didn't find it. Do you know when I found out you was rapping? When the album was finished.
how about that?
That's what I found out. And the whole time, I'm thinking, what I'm thinking is happening. And then when I see the Apollo, I'm like, oh shit, dope title. Right? You know? And I put it on. I said, what happened? What? I said, Biz, that's not what you told me. You know, and that just, and I not sold that, but we used to have this sheet we used to send to Warner Brothers based on what we're going to do with our next act or the newest act. And what we sent out about Kid Capri was not about Kid Capri rapping.
Oh, shit.
Right.
What was it about?
Huh?
It was about, what it really was, I got big with the mixtape, so that's what was expected. The same thing like the album I just put out recently. 30 years from that first album, I sound like I sound now. But people were expecting me to put out party records. My party record, Uptown, my second single, people would expected that to come first. I wanted people to take me serious, so that's why I put Slappy out. But going back to the first album, I didn't even want an album deal.
Right.
I was saying rhymes on my mixtapes that I was doing, and in the studio just writing, and me and Biz and me and Cool V was doing the beats, and we were just doing the shit as we went along. It wasn't like it was nothing that was prepared. So I didn't, you know, I wasn't trying to be a rapper, so to say, but you couldn't make records DJing, and I didn't figure out until I did Soundtrack to the Streets. My next album, I didn't figure out to do other artists and just produce the beats.
Right.
Soundtrack to the Streets became the first one like that. I didn't think in 92 to do that. I thought in 98 to do that. You know what I'm saying? By the time 98 came around, I'm already sizzling. I'm a superstar DJ now, so I had the ammo to do it then. But when I first started with the album, which with Cold Chili, I didn't have no experience as a record. I wasn't even really known like that yet. We were going off the fact I was hot off the mixtapes in New York.
And you know that shows
You was Kid Capri.
All right.
You was Kid Capri at the time.
Absolutely. But what that shows me is lack of communication makes you fail.
Wow.
Because the fact Capri and I did not have any communication until it was finished.
Was it like Biz? Because Biz had a production company, he didn't want you to talk to his signees?
No, it was never that. He never said that to me.
I don't think it was that. I think it was more like Ty wasn't the type that was over your back. You know what I'm saying? It was like, go do your shit, and you know, it was what it was. But he thought, see, you gotta understand, my situation was a unique situation. Ty was usually working with artists that was rappers and producers. I was a DJ, so that's why I was a little awkward. That's probably why he didn't understand what it was going to be until after, and then he seen, you know, what it was. But even after he seen it, he probably didn't understand it because I got known as DJing. You see, and even if I was rhyming, that's not what I got big for. I got big for the mixtape as a whole. You know what I'm saying? So I understand that. But at the same time, it also showed that I could do it all, do rap, DJ, everything. You know what I'm saying? And the same thing, album I just put that's the same thing on a different level. So I'm glad we did it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know what? Like everything is a teaching moment.
Yeah.
You know, and whether it's good or bad, you learn from it.
Absolutely. I did.
Because, you know, I mean, I tell the story about, you know, before we had Cold Chillin', we had a label called Bridge Records. Right? I caught a brick and didn't make a dime. I lost everything. Because I didn't get upset. I learned from it.
Yeah.
I learned what not to do the next time.
Right.
All right.
Hold on.
I learned.
God,
Yeah.
you went to college though, right?
Yep.
For what?
Business management and computer science.
Right. So you came in the game with some knowledge and know-how to do certain shit.
It's not record company knowledge.
But running a business, period. You know what I'm saying?
No. Listen, when I was with the Bridge Records, I didn't lose because I not know how to run business.
So,
I didn't understand the game. I didn't understand that it's like this. There's a college model way of doing business. That is the real shit when you get in it. And you understand skullduggery and that everything everybody say ain't true. All right. And you understand.
But I'm saying you understand the basics.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
A young nigga off the street don't know none of this shit at all. He nothing at all. So
I got you.
I'm saying you know how to run a business. You don't.
But you weren't running the business.
I'm not talking. I'm not, and I'm just not talking about me. I'm talking about young niggas in general. Don't know nothing about business.
It's the same level. Of course, college ain't got shit to do with it. When you come into the record business,
I mean, I think college.
If you went for business management, yeah. What you mean you don't have anything to do with it?
I think
college only medicine to you.
I think college do have something to do with it because when you're in college, you meet so many other people from all over the world and you establish relationships. And especially if you went to Howard University or Norfolk State University or Hampton, you know what I'm saying? You had a lot of people that in your graduation class, they all went into the music business.
Right.
So you did have you had a consortium of people. If you really pay attention.
Well, slow down. Let me rewind the tape. I hope you ain't trying to say I had it easier because I went to college.
No, we're not.
Because that's just wrong like hell. Listen to me. When I came out of that and got in the music business, it was overnight. I was in radio. All right. I was thrust into the music business. I learned about pressing records. I learned about $1.20 a unit. I learned the part about the shipping. I learned the hard part about promotion, marketing. You got to hire independent promoters. They do not teach you that in college, but there was no course in college at all.
They teach you the 4 Ps in college, right?
Absolutely.
So the 4 Ps that you learn in college, placement, price, positioning, and I forgot the other one. It's been a while, but going into business, to the music business, you're selling a product. You got to promote a product. You know what I'm saying? So there's some underlying advantage.
That's good. But check this out. But you don't know that you get to certain markets and you got to pay to get the record on. You don't know.
Yeah.
Slow down.
Ty, what I'm saying to you is you got some type of knowledge about this shit.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
A nigga on the street.
Absolutely.
So that's
absolutely.
Okay, that's
absolutely.
That's the point.
I understood business. Yes, I did.
It's not gonna prepare you for everything. But
right.
It's gonna give you.
But you got a foundation.
One and one is 2.
I got it. I understand. But see, you know what? What it didn't prepare me for was dealing with people and personalities. I had to learn that. All right. The selling the record and all that's the easy part. The dealing with the artist is the harder part. That's where the street is better for you.
The nigga said the selling the record is the easy part. Tell that to a nigga fresh off the block.
No, it's even for him. It's listen.
Only thing he got is talent. That's all he got. All he got is talent.
Right. So now, listen. Everybody that I know that was involved with the record label has some kind of school experience. Everybody. I don't know nobody who didn't have some kind of school experience. Or somebody in their corner, whether it was Rough Rider, Def Jam, you understand what I'm saying? Somebody went to college. The brothers are Rough Rider might not have went, but their sister, Savon Dean, she did.
You gotta have that.
Right. So you learn. And then and you know, the old guard before me, they were the real street, the old Jews. They were the real street, off the street businessmen.
Right.
All right, but I came in, all right, and the point I was trying to make is I made mistakes with Bridge Records, not understanding, knowing what to do, but staying in the whole game. All right, so after that, I said, okay, Bridge Records was the way I learned what to do with Cold Chiller.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got to Cold Chiller, I was past the mistakes and knew not to make the same mistakes. By the time I get to you and Capri and Diamond Shell, we hot as hell. We hot as hell.
Right.
And genius. Okay. But there's people want to go do different things. My staff got better jobs and better places.
Oh.
We talk about Kelly Haley, Orlando Brown, or Jamie Singleton, or Francesca Spiro, all was with me. And they started getting jobs at major labels, and it all happened at the same time. So the new people didn't have the connections that they had. And some things, you know, and then, you know, with the songs that we had, and the old artists were jealous. I'm gonna tell you straight up. They were jealous.
So
you know?
Ty, let me unpack this really quick, man. So, and this we was talking about the slowing or the slowing of Cold Chillin' when Granddaddy got on and when Kid Capri came on, like they were the second string of the starting crew from Cold Chillin'. So the staff changes and them not being as connected as the people that were connected and made things happen, that kind of helped the promotion or the lack of promotion for the albums that came after.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And you know what? And personally, like I told you earlier about how I got close to IU, I wish I could have done the same thing with Capri. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't. Because in my mind, he was already a star. Kid Capri was already a star. You know.
But he was shining in one facet, but you were unaware that he had other facets.
What you mean unaware?
Unaware of actually being a producer and a rapper.
Right.
Right. But can I tell you something? I wanted to sell the Kid Capri that I felt the world knew. All right, the Kid Capri I knew with the mixtape. Well, I just felt like we're gonna sell the Kid Capri mixtape with Warner Brothers. That's as far as I thought. All right. Nobody told me Kid Capri produced records. Biz sold me on the mixtape. Bet. We got Kid Capri.
That's not what Biz told me.
Well, listen. What Biz told you?
What did Biz tell you? Hold on, wait a minute. Are you guys ready for this? Hold on, let's set it up the right way.
I had a bunch of beats, and Kuvi did what he did, and was they the rhymes on your mixtape, and you know, write new shit. They the rhymes. Those were some of the rhymes on the album was on some of my mixtape. So, like I said, early on, we could make a hit record as a team. because I'm thinking this, how you gonna when we DJ a record, like I wasn't thinking make an artist. I wasn't thinking Quincy Jones at that time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I thought about the track to the streets came down. But at the time, 91, it was a different time. You know, and another thing, you know, I was getting, remember the success I was getting on that television thing I did. Not many was still early on. The thing where the album deals, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
wasn't that yet. So for me getting album deals for doing it as a rapper, within itself, even though it probably been better for me if I would have did like I did soundtrack.
Right. But you know, so I mean, like we were talking about, you know, some misunderstandings with Biz earlier, you know, and Biz had a way of getting what he wanted to do. All right, and Biz, especially with me, he's gonna tell me what I need to hear, so he can do what he wants to do. You know, so he told me I got Kid Capri, the DJ mixtape album, and that was that. You know? But I don't regret any of that. All right, I got to. We did a tour. We did a Cold Chillin' tour with Capri, IU, Ace, G-Rap, Genius, and RZA and ODB on that tour. You know. Except they were Prince Rock King and OD and A-Son.
A-Son unique.
Right. I had to pull him off the tour because they were going to kill him. Everybody wanted to beat A-Son up. So I had to pull him off the tour. Yeah. Yo, listen, fellas, don't make me miss the game.
These been amazing conversation. FlyTy, thank you for coming and sharing and explaining why to some of these questions that I particularly had, because you know I couldn't understand you know why Kid Capri didn't have a direct artist producer a situation with you, and I didn't understand why Granddaddy IU wasn't like one of the premier artists that's on Cold Chillin', and why, you know, Sugar Free can be out, and then
I can tell you why.
And then Sugar Hill by AZ comes out, and AZ get nominated for.
I can tell you why, because Granddaddy IU was crazy. This thing was beating up promotion people. It's sad. Hitting A&R people with chairs. That's why.
Wow.
Not cooperating. That's why.
Wow. This nigga here.
Hold up. Am I lying? Did that happen? That shit didn't happen.
Some shit might happen.
But listen.
No, I'm just saying.
Listen. The parent company, we need them to blow shit up. I get to a certain level, and I got you to that level. But all it takes is one person that Warner Bros. To say, I'm not messing with that crazy guy. That's it.
Say what?
I said, it takes one person at Warner Brothers to say, I'm not messing with that crazy guy. Understand, when I'm at Warner Brothers, I'm not just only competing with myself. I'm competing with Jones. I'm competing for attention. Madonna, Prince, Chaka Khan.
Yo.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what
Shorty shot.
I'm about to blow IU up.
Ah, damn.
One thing
Come on, man.
this is one thing he did. We went one day on tour, right? So we decided to go eat at this seafood restaurant. We got like $1,000 worth of fucking table, all the shit, right? We got everything. IU decides he wants to do a magic trick. Yo, IU stands up. We in the middle of eating. IU stands up and yanks the cake off the feet. If the food stay on it. Yo, we all looked at him. Yo, that was crazy. Yo, but that was you. You gotta love it.
Yo. I just watched this shit on TV, right? Everything's in place. Man, motherfucking drinks, fucking oil, everything's on the table, stay in place. Snatch it. Boom. I could do that shit.
Yo, hold up. Here's another IU story. We went to go do Biz video sprinting in Miami, right? So we on the golf course.
Oh, yes.
We on the golf course. So Fuzzy, we got the golf carts. We running around the golf carts and shit. Yo, IU crashes golf cart into the tree. This shit went to the whole time it went turn to the right. He just kept turning around to the left.
Yeah, I was playing bumper ball with the golf cart.
This nigga was a menace, man. He was
So hold on. So yo, Rob. So when I get there on this country club, who hears all the noise? Me. From the owner of the country club. They don't know IU from a can of paint. These rappers came down here tearing up the golf carts and you know they gotta throw some mustard on it, like it's much worse than it was. They call Warner Brothers.
Oh, shit.
All right. Said, so what happened? Who did it? IU. So you say it was, and that's one of the first things. Then on the Cold Chillin' Tour, I had the most conservative person from my office out, Keith Jackson.
Keith Jackson, bitch ass nigga.
Keith Jackson, let me tell you something. Keith Jackson, listen to me. Keith Jackson represented a coup for me because I took him from RCA. That didn't normally happen.
Listen, Rob, he was an R&B nigga. He was an R&B nigga from Solo.
Yo, Ty.
Huh?
Keith Jackson meant well, but he wasn't the one for
Make this the night to remember those days.
Shalimar.
Right, yeah, he was. But no, he understood.
This nigga was with the
No.
Hey, yo, Ty, what was his real role out there? He must have had another purpose on being out there.
He was the role.
Nah, he was my marketing director. He understood how to market.
You paid him a lot.
But see, you know, can I tell you something?
Two salaries. You paid him.
Well, listen, can I tell you something? You know why that didn't seem like a lot to me? Because I used to do that. Shante, Shan, Biz, G, King, Polo, TJ Swan. It would just be
everybody,
me.
Everybody ain't you.
Everybody ain't FlyTy, baby.
Right. True.
All right then. So at the end of the day,
but you know what?
You have to understand, we were all wolves. So he couldn't.
It's the same thing. All it was, but what like you said, everybody ain't me. All right, because he was complaining constantly. He was calling me complaining constantly.
Yeah. Did he have to distribute the per diems on the tour?
Yes.
He took everything.
That's why I was going to fuck him up one night. You gotta wait. I'm doing something right now. Get my shit right now. Get the fuck out of here.
Yo, Rob. Strike two. Yo, strike one to go golf cart. Want to beat him up? That's strike two. Strike three, you want to hit the head on nigga in the head with the chair.
We in the middle of Mississippi. We in the middle of Mississippi, some roller rink with a curfew. Yo, man, I can't even go into the store, but I'll tell you this shit, it wasn't good. But I will say this. It was an experience, but that per diem, that shit was everything. That's
everything, nigga.
That's why Jackson almost got his ass with the few
Yeah, Keith Jackson was he was the raw, but no, but I would have been better.
He meant
sending
well.
a-
He meant well. He was a sweet dude, cool guy. But that was
He
the
just
problem.
wasn't for
He
that.
was sweet too.
I should have sent Alonzo Brown with him.
You couldn't send a square and a circle, bro.
I should have sent Alonzo Brown.
You know what? That's where it went wrong right there. You put a square in the circle. No doubt. Like I said, we was all fools. We were all new to this shit. We fucking, we messing with chicks. We all bugging out. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We sticking to the rules, but we making our own rules too as we go along. He didn't understand that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he was somebody that was like a little different, we probably would have respected a little bit more. But because of the way he was moving, we were like, he wasn't on top of that. But he had a problem with that.
See, Rob, you know Alonzo Brown, right?
Yep.
See, Alonzo, why they sent Alonzo? Because Alonzo going to join the party.
Right. And
Lonzo,
then you
you know what I'm
lost
saying?
total control.
No, Lonzo is slick with it. He'd have had control, but he'd have been wilding with them. He'd have done it undercover. He would have knew how to keep it under surface. See, Alonzo would be the runner. He'd be like, "What you need? I got this. Stay in." He'll get the girls. Keith Jackson, that was, I should have took him. I should have said
Did he go to Howard?
Lonzo, now he went to Charles Everett
No, I'm
Hughes.
talking about Keith Jackson.
I don't know where he went to school.
Nah, but for the real though, Kid Jackson was cool. He was cool. He wasn't like he was a bad dude.
He was right.
IU was just a fucking bully.
So Ty, how did he report to you? Like, when shit went wrong, when shit hit the fan, how did he tell you shit is hitting the fan right now?
These guys are crazy, Ty. Crazy.
Hold on. In my defense, we wasn't bad. Me and my people, we was like, we had a little issues, but we wasn't bad.
You know what I'm saying? And then
maybe G-Rap.
G-Rap. Then the A-Son problem happened.
Okay.
He calling me your Ty. You got this guy. They're gonna kill him. They're gonna kill him.
We kicked him off the tour the first day.
We're gonna kill him. They're gonna kill him.
I did.
So I was like, so my attitude was, Keith, handle it, man. You're a grown ass man. Handle that shit. All right. And then when G-Rap called me and said, Ty, you gotta get this nigga out of here. So he gonna get hurt. This A-Song nigga. All right. He crazy. He gonna get fucked up.
That was my man too. I wanted them to go. But they was like, nah. The first day of the tour, we was parked in the bus right in front of Coachella. We were about to leave. And he pulled him off the bus and was like, nope, can't go.
Nah, but he went though. He went.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. A-Song.
He didn't leave with us that time.
Yeah, that's what they was calling me saying he got to go.
When we was in front of Coachella, right?
No. He was on the road.
I remember, maybe I'm bugging, but I remember y'all pulling
I thought I picked this in. Because him and RZA was on the road.
Oh, now you really got me. Well, maybe RZA. I don't remember Old Dirty.
I do.
Do you remember old IU?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on the road.
Nigga, you know. Me and you just talked about this the other day.
So Old Dirty was on the road with us at first?
Yeah.
I don't remember that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I picked him up at the airport when he came back.
He got kicked off the tour.
I thought he got kicked off the tour the first day.
Nah. Not the first day.
Okay, maybe I'm bugging. I got a lot on my mind. Sorry.
Yeah, man.
He had to do something. He had to do something to get kicked off the tour. What was it?
He was old at that time. Old Dirty that we knew wasn't Old Dirty with Wu-Tang. He was a different dude. He give fuck like he moved a certain kind of way so that wasn't conducive to how we were moving, and that's
right.
Right.
But you know, later, you know, you grow up. You know what I'm saying? And when you get something that involves other people, you got to tone that shit down. You know what I'm saying? The way I'm not talking about tone down as far as it's artistry, but you got to tone down the antics. You know what I'm saying? At the time, but up the antics, because first of all, he wasn't signed to Cold Show, so he didn't have to worry about carrying.
Right.
But he didn't give a fuck. Like, so you know, it was a different. He had nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He being who he was, but later on, growing up and getting a more situation, better situation for him, he realized that he had to do business now. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no bullshit. But at that time, he was just didn't give a fuck. He just did what he did. That shit didn't work. He really didn't.
Yeah.
But I
And like I said, I used told me, sure, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker. I'm gonna kill this motherfucker, man. Better get him off this. I'm telling you. He told me, say, yo, Ty, he can't last another day.
He was always solid. Always solid. Never had no. Always cool. Like that's what I'm saying. If it was brought me the Wu-Tang record, it was him, RZA, and I think Ray. When the record was on the Orange label. You know,
Because Keith Jackson, I wasn't paying no attention to him. I was like, you a grown ass man, handle them little niggas.
That shit was out of the question.
That was out of the question.
Yeah, you would have got that.
You know, but you know when I fired him? I fired him when I used party.
Right.
And he made a deal with the bartender as opposed with the owner of the club.
What kind of deal?
So the owner came, the shadow.
What kind of deal was that? Hold on.
I don't know. But yeah, the club shadow, but Shay was brand new at the time.
Well, when Steve was the owner, right? Steve and
Steve
Judy was
Giuliani.
the manager. Yeah.
And you know how he could be. So he came back early and found out that the bartender had made a deal. Because Steve Giuliani was out of town. So the bartender tried to get over and make a deal with Keith Jackson. And I would talk to Steve, I give you whatever it takes. But Steve got one of them personalities, he don't give a fuck either. I don't want your money. You can't have a party. I fired Keith Jackson on the spot that night.
Yeah, guess what? Meanwhile, everybody who was somebody in the whole
Was there.
The
whole industry was
They
there.
can't get in.
Even West Coast people.
Wow.
Ice Cube,
everybody was there and could not get in the club.
everybody, Ed Lover,
The street is packed. The street is packed.
everybody, you could name whoever you could name that was somebody was there.
Right.
Get in and can't get in because his man that he chose, Keith Jackson from Solar, the R&B nigga, was trying to conduct some hip hop business, but trying to do some bullshit.
Yeah.
Backfired and fucked up everybody.
And you know,
he got fired on the spot.
he's telling me, I can fix it. I said, my man, we can't fix this.
You can't fix it.
Are you looking at the street? It's packed with people. I don't know, I can find another club tonight. No, we can't. Or what I'm gonna do? Get a board? What are you talking about? I was pissed.
West, like you said, West Coast niggas.
Everybody, it was gonna be a huge success.
Matter of fact, Pooch, you was there. No, you wasn't there. Matter of fact, we left there. We went to the castle after that.
Right.
DJing and Ice Cube performed.
Ice Cube came to see me perform.
Right.
No, we all came to see you perform. But
right, we were all performing, but he came to see us.
No, he got on that night. He did the fucking give me that beat.
That's
fool.
right. That's right. He sure
that shit
right.
went bananas.
It went crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That's right.
Yeah.
Yo, I fired that nigga on the spot.
What did you say to him, Ty? What did you say to him? You're fired. You hit him with the
No,
Donald Trump?
I said, I'll tell you exactly what I said. I said, let me get your American Express card.
You canceled.
I said, let me get your American Express card. He pulled that shit out. I took it and walked away. And that was that. He was walking behind me and said, I hope you're not firing me because of this. What you think I'm firing you for? What are you talking about? Because the bottom line is, you tried to make some sidebar deal with this motherfucker. All right, you got me paying to some bartender. You and him to figure out how to get paid on the side.
Feeling like that motherfucker was doing with all per diem, like he was doing some side shit. Shit was coming up short. I mean, it's per diem. Like a
per diem never supposed to come up short.
Every bit of that shit, you know.
Per diem never supposed to come up short. Because it's the same amount of money every day.
Man, shit was coming up short.
So you got per diem money, and you got miscellaneous money, and you got hotels. Hotels was paid for. You have to worry about that.
And now all the hotels was fly. Either we were staying in some raggedy shit.
And then I came out there. I think I came to Chicago.
Chicago was fly. That hotel was dope.
Because I was there.
Yeah, but you gonna make sure it was the right hotel.
That's
when you come here. You was staying in Martin Luther King Hotel in the rain. You staying like that. Like, yeah, it's in the middle of fucking Mississippi with tumbleweed, one gas station, shit, no people. It was crazy, but we did it. We was in place with curfews. They wasn't playing that.
Do you remember? I'm gonna tell you what. I had a cousin, a female cousin, and she tried to say one of y'all felt her ass.
Who?
We took a group picture. Now, what was happening it was a big group picture with all the guys on the tour,
And somebody grabbed that ass.
and she jumped in the middle of everybody.
It was IU.
Nobody's grabbed her ass. Right? And her husband was there. I said, yo, man, calm the fuck down. I said, first of all, you should, and she had a big ass. I said, first of all, you should have jumped to a big ass in the middle of all them niggas. And not to mention, everybody is twisted.
Right.
Ain't nobody sober.
Not to make excuses for anything, you know what I'm saying, for all that shit. Let's get that clear. But
Well, no, right. No excuses for this, right? But you jumped in a picture full of drunk men. Right in the middle. So can I tell you something? I didn't see nobody feel her ass. But she said it now. Now I'm trying to say, you gonna get your husband beat the fuck up.
Right. But it ain't his fault.
at that time,
It ain't his fault, but you gonna get him beat up with that shit.
Yeah, no doubt.
Cause you got too many niggas and he got attitude.
And what is she
Touching my wife ass. You calm down.
What she doing in the middle of a whole bunch of dudes anyway? Like she should run out there. That picture.
Wait, hold up. With your husband there.
Hey,
It
it ain't for everybody.
ain't for everybody.
Jazzy, shout out to DJ Jazzy Jeff that just joined the chat, man. What up, Jazzy Jeff?
Shout out, Jeff.
Jeff yesterday, man. We had a incredible talk, man. This morning, we had an incredible talk. Love Jeff.
Nice.
He gave me some real game today.
Nice.
Major
Salute,
game.
salute. Mr. C too, that's in the chat as well. Salute Mr. C as well.
Shout out to Mr. C, the finisher.
Calvin is cooler.
Mr. C.
So Ty,
I gotta get back to work, man. We in the studio. I gotta finish this up.
Yo, I'm out, y'all. Listen. It's been wonderful. Y'all been real. Y'all been regular. But I already missed one game fucking with y'all.
Fuck you, nigga.
we're gonna end this, man.
Nah,
Thank you
niggas,
for
man,
joining
salute,
behind the
man.
records. Thank you, Kid Capri, for
Yo,
popping
Boots will
in.
call you later, nigga.
Thank you,
Yeah, call me,
FlyTy.
No doubt.
Yes, sir.
Later, Bravo.
Yes, indeed. Thank
Peace,
you,
y'all.
FlyTy, for clearing the air. And
Yes,
straightening some
sir.
things out. And of course, Granddaddy IU, salute to you.
Peace.
Peace. Word. Yes, indeed, guys. You have heard it tonight. It's been amazing. Thank you for the follows. Every Thursday, 8 p.m. I guarantee you are not going to be disappointed by what we bring you. Talent-wise, story-wise, real stories told firsthand. Tell a friend. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow Behind the Records. Follow I Am Rob Love. I will never let you down. Every Thursday, 8 p.m. is going to be amazing. Shouts out to all my record makers in the building. Shout out to all the people that are tuning in. Man, Granddaddy IU, true legend in the game, and he deserves flowers. Let's give him his flowers, and let's continue to rock out, guys. Thank you for joining, watching Behind the Records. Always good. Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And
Rothstein beat.
we're going to end the show like we started the show. Peace and blessings. Thank you guys that bought badges. Thank you, appreciate you. Shout out to Cherry Web Image. Shout out to Margie. Thank you so much. Jenna Law. I am Joe Paul. DJ Fresh. DJ Dice. Amir, Lori, Cherise. My family, you know what I'm saying? My record makers, appreciate you. Salutations. If you just joining, you just missed Behind the Records episode. 3-hour episode. Man, we don't disappoint here. We educate, we elevate, and we stimulate your mind. Make sure you keep it locked. Continue to tap in Behind the Records. Peace.